evening, and welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I am your host, the one and only talent, El Idolo Deportivo Taylor. This is another Fuego day in the hottest city in the world. We're coming at you live and direct from South Florida. It is officially December 16th. Y'all realize Christmas is 9 days away. I hope y'all did y'all shopping. I know I'm over here looking all funky and shit. Listen, your boy just woke up. This is how we gonna look tonight. Right? This is how we looking tonight. Like fuck what you heard. Right? It's just gonna be one of those days. Hey yo, we got a big show for you guys today. We got a big show for you, and we got a quick show for you guys today. So I hope you guys are locked in real fast because we're gonna go over it all. We got Thursday night football. We got the birthday shout out to Blue Chew. Oh no. Somebody just told me they're in a bad situation. Guess what? Guess what? I just started recording. Alright, let's let them know. Let's see what you get yourself into. What you get yourself into. And let her know that I took a nap. All right, let's get back into the show. We got a big show. We got the Blue Chew. We got Thursday night football. We got the Knicks at 6. We got Saturday. We got Saturday football coming up. We got some Saturday football to get into, right? We got injuries. We got records. I don't know if we're gonna get into any. We got injuries. We got records, right? We're gonna get into a little mini 305. This whole podcast may be just half of this podcast is probably going to be a mini 305 of my city. We're gonna talk about some greatness that we're witnessing. We got the World Cup finals. We have all that and more in store on the MyT Sports Podcast. But you know what we say, regardless of the time and regardless of the weather, it's always a blast on the MyT Sports Podcast, where
you play to win the game. Hello?
Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna give you an out, Bree. Tell them that you gotta leave and do the show. Hold on. Tell me you gotta leave to do a podcast. Okay, let's get back into the podcast, right? Somebody told us, like, yo, tell them that you gotta leave to do the podcast. Like, that's what I do when I gotta do something. Like, yo, you know what? I gotta go work on the podcast. Like, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, I got stuff to do. Like, my bad. But you know what? Let's not hesitate before the start of the show. I told you, right, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So let's start off the podcast the way we start off with every single podcast, and that's with giving our birthday shout outs, right? So let's start the birthday shout outs. Hey, yo, DJ MyT, go ahead and do me a favor. You know what I'm about to ask you. Go ahead and drop that beat. If you're unfamiliar with the birthday party, what we do here is we give a little birthday shout out to everybody that had a birthday every single time. This is the last time that we was on the air. The last time we was on the air was 2 days ago on Wednesday the 14th. So we're covering everybody from the 15th and today the 16th, right? Let's get to, yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Because it's your birthday. We sing happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. All right, let's get a little birthday shout out. Yeah. And you guys know what to do here, right? If you know anybody that had a birthday yesterday, got a birthday today, you go ahead and you drop your name in the comments. That's why you got to be here early, right? You guys know, right? That's why you got to be here early. Because if you're not here early, then how you going to... Right? If you're not here early, then how you going to catch... Right? Like if you're not here early, then how the hell are you gonna catch the birthday celebrations? So go ahead and just start dropping your names in the comments, right? Anybody that you know had a birthday yesterday and today, you go and give them a birthday. Yo, you know what's crazy? I always manage to know multiple people. Like if I get somebody close to me, then all of a sudden I start knowing multiple people with that same birthday. And oddly, they all randomly become close, like semi-close to me in a way, before I even know what their birthdays are. I got 2 special birthdays for tomorrow, and I'm a cheat, and I'm gonna give them. You know what? I should do this for more people, right? But it's only because it's the weekend special. We're gonna roll over to tomorrow, right? So because it's tomorrow, right? Oh Lord, because it's tomorrow. Let's do something. Hey. Right, let's see if we can do this, right? Let's see if we can do this, right? Let's see if we can get at Megan, right? Right? I think that's it. Yeah. So you do at Megan, you get her, and she's gonna be 1, right? Then we gotta get we have to get Danny. Danny Garcia, which one are you? That's you right there, right? That's for you. Oh, we gonna get them all today, right? Because I'm cheating, right? Because I'm cheating. Because I'm wasting time so I get the people for the 17th. And if I'm gonna get the people for the 17th on here, that means like I gotta make sure they're tagged. I gotta make sure that they fully tagged. I didn't get them in the Facebook tag, so they're gonna get the special Instagram tag, which I never do because I'm basically in your face while I'm thinking, but fuck that, right? Let's get. I already put Megan in here. Wait, not Megan. That's not who I'm looking for. Let's get Deborah in here, right? And let's get Caitlin in here. All right, there we go. All right, we want to make sure we get them all in here. We're gonna get them all in here. Hold on, one second. We got birthdays to get into. For real. Let's see. Where they at? There she go. That's 1. Where she at? Wait. There she go. Right? You guys are gonna get all kinds of. Let me see. That's Caitlin. That's Debs. Where's Megan? Where's she at? Hey, where's she at? I should just type in her name. But you know when you need to type in somebody's name, but you're scrolling too far, like fuck that. Like they probably gonna be right here, the very next name anyway, and they're not. So let's go find them. Right? Why Megan got like 3 Facebooks or 3 Instagrams? Who you hide them from? Right? You know what I mean? Like, maybe I need to do that. Maybe I need to get myself like a second Facebook whenever I get banned from like, wait, that's not who I'm looking for. Yeah, that's it. That's her. Alrighty. I just want to make sure I got you more than anybody else. Right? Because I'm like, oh wait, yeah, I got you guys. Okay. All of them are set. Listen, don't say I didn't try, because I may not call you. Because my day gonna get busy. I may not give you that ring ding dong, that ring a ding 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 dong, right, or that bing bong. But you definitely realize that, yo, what's going on, Mark? We see you popping through here. We got a late show today. We definitely got a late show today. We just not getting into the birthday shout outs. Let's go ahead and give them out, right? But we got birthdays for yesterday, we got birthdays for today, and we got birthdays for today because we just rolled into tomorrow, right? So we got all kinds of birthdays, right? Let's start off with the 15th, right? Want to say happy birthday to my homegirl, Megan Nusa, right? Megan Nusa is one of my homegirls from around the way. Party together, club together, bar hop together. You understand? Even fought. Nah, we ain't fight. but we was on opposite sides of fighting parties. Oh shit! I forgot to put the. That's liquor. That's liquor. I forgot to put the chaser. Oh, where's that eraser? You know I don't drink soda unless I'm drinking. Oh, we got a late show for you. We got a late show. You know what? I got a question for you, Mark, since you here. Has Crazy contacted you? Has Crazy been bold enough to contact you? Because Crazy has been bold enough to try to contact me. And I figured if Crazy is crazy enough to try to contact me, and I wonder how crazy is crazy. You know what I'm talking about. All right, let us continue, right? So for the 15th, we got Megan, right? Megan, happy birthday to Megan. Then we move forward to the 16th. We got a couple of birthdays here as well. We got another party person from around the way. Want to say happy birthday to Mike Acevedo. Happy birthday to you, Brazier, right? Also we got a birthday for a schoolmate of mine when I was with the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Want to say happy birthday to Danny Garcia as well. Not only when we say happy birthday to Danny Garcia, I got two special birthdays for today. And I know I just said I had birthdays for today, but today was the 16th when we started the podcast. But now today has become the 17th when we rolled into the podcast. Listen, this is nothing I can control. Like, actually, you know, let me tell you guys what happened. I know you guys want to like, yo, Tay, this is the latest you've ever started the podcast. Like, we're used to like you possibly starting at like 8:37, 9:07. We've even dealt with 10:07, I think, right? 9:07, 9:37. You guys even dealt with. But for me to start at like 11:47, you guys are wondering like, yo, T, I'm gonna need an explanation, T. I need an explanation. You know what? And you're right. You deserve one. You deserve one. I took a nap. When I got off of work. I thought it was gonna be a quick 30-minute nap. I even set a timer. I thought. Woke up. Next thing you know, you wake up. What time is it? Oh shit! I got a podcast. You know how that get. So I was on one. So I woke up. All right. I woke up. I had to go through a routine. So I have a wake up routine, right? It's a wake up routine that I can't even control. You know your body puts you through routine sometimes. You know sometimes you gotta in the laboratory, right? And I had to get myself something to eat because I was starving. While I was doing all that, we started pop prepping, and now here we are. So my apologies, my apple of G's. But here we are. Right? Hope we got enough time to hesitate, right? Got a couple of birthdays for today as well. Two very special people to me as well, right? If you talk to both of them, right? I have a lot of best friends. I realize that I have a lot of good friends. And if you talk to a lot of people, I'll be like, yo, this is one of my best friends. This is one of my best friends. One of my best friends. So two of one of my best friends. Two of my really good friends, right? However you want to call them. One is let's start off with the one I've actually known the longest. Just as you know, there's no priority here, right? Not ranking anybody. Just the one I've known the longest. So let's start off with a birthday to Caitlin Colbert, right? Happy birthday to Caitlin. I've known Caitlin since she was like 16, 7. I know since 2017. Maybe 2018 now. Look, I'm checking the age, right? But I've noticed she was about like 16, right? She was like, I was a manager at a job, and we used to hire kids, after school so they could work, and we used to have to shift for them from 4 to 9, right? But you always had to have good grades, and you had to be in school. Right? You had to be in school. You had to show that you was passing. There's only two criteria to work for us as somebody that was underage. Like we didn't allow you to skip school so you can try to make money. Like no. If you wanted to pick up a shift during the day or earlier, then you had to show us that you was off that day or that you guys had half a day. Hey, we were trying to be responsible adults, but I was like 27 at the time. Wait, is that how it is? Let me see. 27 at the time. Now I'm 41. I've known her since she was 16, and she's now turning 30. Yeah, I think that's right. All right. So, happy birthday to you, Caitlin. She's officially turning 30 years old. Happy birthday, sweetheart. I do apologize. I was looking because I got to respond to everybody that I sent the invite to, and I have to finish our communications. But I'm not going to be able to be to I'm going to your birthday dinner. I'm actually going to a play later on that night, on Saturday night. I'll be sharing with you guys that play information because you're going to want to be able to get your tickets. Tickets are selling fast. Right, but also want to say happy birthday to another one of my best friends. I've known her slightly shorter, not that much shorter though. It's already been I feel like a decade already since I've known Booski. Right, I call her Booski, so that's the Booski. That's Deborah Segovian. She just dropped her hit single recently, so her hit single and her now have birthdays within about 30 days from each other, which they both have birthdays within 45 days of Christmas. Let you guys know, you guys get one lumped in birthday present. The present for the baby still coming. Don't be cussing me out like this motherfucking talent. Like this motherfucker still ain't sent me no God. Listen, the present is coming, and that's that you know it's not gonna be a present that they're gonna be putting down anytime soon. It's not something they can grow out of anytime soon, and it's gonna remind you of home. I'm gonna get two because of that now. You know how we go roll. Todd. I know how you love though. Alright, let's gather everybody back in one room, right? Let's get Megan and Danny and Mike and Caitlin and Debs. Y'all get over here. Love you all. Right? That was the Debs and Caitlin. Like, I'm not kissing the rest of you. Alright, but I want to wish you all a happy birthday. I hope you party hard. Hope you enjoy everything. You regret nothing. But more importantly, you get your weekend at Bernie's on because it is Friday or it is Saturday morning. Or you get your weekend at Bernie's on and you continue to stay MyT. Woo! I likes that. I really do. Happy birthday to you all. Hope you guys out there enjoying yourself for real. Because it's Friday, Saturday, right? It's Friday night, Saturday morning, whatever you want to call it. So I really hope that anybody that I wish a birthday to, that you really are not in a position to really watch or listen to my podcast. Like right now, you're just kind of peeping at it like, hey, what is nigga T talking about real quick? I seen him tag me in some shit. Like, oh shit, he gave me a birthday shout out. Oh yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Because it's your birthday. We say happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy. Like, I hope that's all that's happening right now for you. Right? Like, you really can't really watch, you can't engage, but you get it for the birthday. Like, you know what? I got a party to get back to. Oh, you know what I mean? I got some dancing to get back to. I got this club to get back to. I got me some dick or some pussy to get back to. You know what I mean? Whichever you guys are getting into. Speaking of, let me see. Nope. You're basically married. You're a dude. She's a dude. And she's married in another state as well, right? Oh, so there's only like one person I can respectfully like offer birthday gift to. So Caitlin, holla at your boy if you need some birthday sex. I got you. Like, I'll take one. The Mighty Sports Podcast also offers birthday sex. Also offers birthday sex opportunities. Right. All you gotta do is be a follower on YouTube or on Twitch. And if you need some birthday sex, we got you. if you make it to the birthday shout out list, right? I ain't just giving birthday sex to all you randos. You gotta, you gotta be on my Facebook people too. Because only my Facebook people, right, are ones that actually get birthday shout outs, right? So yeah, I don't know if you guys know, like 1-800 call MyT, right? Like House of Dick, this is slick. This is how we do it. But you guys forget that the Mighty Sports Podcast is brought to you by Blue Chew. And what is Blue Chew? Blue Chew just happens to be a little blue pill that can get you back your thrill. All you have to do is open up a pack and head straight to the sack. Just a few chews before you do. It has the same active ingredients. Excuse me. It has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so this is one opportunity you just can't miss. For a very low cost, you can beat it up like a boss. And she will love how you come through like champ when you Blue Chew in advance. And if you use the promo code, my promo code of GSSS, like the way you should be having this like something make that shit sound like hydraulics. You know, it's like ooh, baby, baby. Right, something like that, right? I want to on you. When you hear that, where that ball in the road, man, he fall. It's the remix to Ignition. Resident out of the kitchen. I'm rolling everybody out every hand in it. Push it out. Let me hear that. So use the promo code of GSSS and you can get your first of Blue Chew for free. Yes, folks, for the free answer a few questions. All you have to do is pay for shipping and handling, and there goes your first order of Blue Chew for free. Blue Chew. There's only really two instructions when it comes to it. You chew it and you do it. How you do it, that's up to you, right? When it comes to the art of lovemaking, right? Kung Fu lovemaking. There's a couple of styles that you may want to practice. You either practice the LL Cool J style of doing it well, or you could practice the style of Lionel Richie where you're doing it all night long, right? Either or. It is a wonderful style of pickup, or you can go Jackie Chan and do Drunken Master. And if you do Drunken Master style, then you may suffer from whiskey dick. Blue Chew is a natural cure for whiskey dick. You hear them? They having a party. Don't I know you? Hold on, let's see. Yup. And yup. All right. Let us continue with the show because I told you we're not here for a long time. And wait a minute, have I already been talking for 30? No, that's a different camera. That's a different time. I'm like, there's no way I've been talking to you guys for 30 minutes. Now, I realize that am I having another separate issue with the podcast? I hope not. I feel like it is not producing itself somewhere, which is not good. And let's hope whatever I just did helps it become okay. Something's going on. Let's just hope whatever it is, it's not messing with the audio, and we can continue to get this stuff. Now I gotta do editing, and you guys know how much I hate editing. Like for real. Sometimes you gotta snip shit, right? And you know, I'm gonna have to use a different audio and then cut it, because if you catch the podbean calling line feed, then you get all kinds of shit before the show starts. You get music, you get commentating. You may even hear me having sex before the show. That has happened. That has happened in the past. That has really been a thing. But only on Podbean. That's the only place this shit is allowed. Like Podbean is the shit. Love it there. Wait, what I be going live at 5 and the door is open. Oh shit. What I mean, like you see this? Like no, like Right now, people are not respecting the podcast time. But let's get into the show, right? Let's get into our first topic of the day. Our first topic of the day is actually our MyT topic of the day. And our MyT topic of the day is us. Is the grandstanding of sports topics. Sometimes it supersedes sports, and sometimes it's right inside of sports. And right now, inside of sports, we are witnessing greatness. We are witnessing some MyT greatness.
MyT?
Exactly. That's why we call it our MyT topic of the day. If you guys are a sports fan, but more importantly, for you hockey fans out there, I got a little tidbit for you. We got a little MyT nugget, if you know what I'm saying. Right? So, Alex Ovechkin has officially broken 800 goals. Let's get this a little. Let's get this a little bit more boom, right? Right? Alex Ovechkin. Let's say this again. Hit him. Alex Ovechkin. Washington Capitals? I want to say Washington Capitals. Washington Capitals hockey player has officially hit us with 800 goals. And this is one of those great milestones in not just sports, and not just hockey history, but sports history. This is up there with Stephen Curry and the three-point record. This is up there with Aaron Judge and the home run record. This is up there with Patrick Mahomes and the touchdown record. Hockey and the goals record. And if you're a hockey fan, there is one great name in hockey that you're always aware of. And that is the name of one Wayne Gretzky. Well, Alex Ovechkin has put himself in the same room as Gretzky. So Alex Ovechkin has now gotten to the point where there are only, he is one, my apologies, let me say this properly. He is one of only 3 people to break 800. Yo, I want some White Castles now for some reason. And you know what? They didn't do this any justice. So Arby's was showing their Wagyu steak burger, right? Which I kind of want now too. But by doing so, they were trying to show a stack of garbage burgers. But these burgers look like Wendy's burgers, and I was like, yo, I can go for some Wendy's burgers right now. I can go for about like 12 Wendy's cheeseburgers right now. Right now, we got the Lakers playing the Denver Nuggets on. I'm pretty sure this is the ESPN. This is the ESPN game. So the Lakers are currently up 110 to Denver's 95. Let's see right now. Denver has a record of 17-10. They're third in the West, and the Lakers are 11-16 and 12 in the West. And I just want to let you guys know, right, for you Knicks fans out there, that the New York Knicks basically have 1 win less than the Nuggets. Just to let you know. Just to let you know. But you know what, though? I haven't heard Knicks fans complaining for a little while now. And we're going to tell you why after we finish up with this, after we finish up with our MyT topic of the day. Because Knicks talk is going to be our first topic of the day, but not our MyT topic of the day. Alex Ovechkin has officially gotten to 800 goals, right? 800 goals put him in a category of one of only 3 individuals. I told you the one Wayne Gretzky, but he's also 1 goal behind the great Gordie Howe as well, who has 801 goals. Not and. It's not a compound sentence. It's not a decimal. I ain't gonna lie. So I was sipping on some red wine earlier today, right, while I was doing some other business. Took a nap. That may have contributed to why that 30-minute nap ended up lasting 3 hours. And I woke up and went completely to Jack. So I literally went from whining to jacking off. Can I get a oh man, I'm still gonna fuck with so many people with this. Alrighty, so let's get back into it, right? Alex Ovechkin gets into the 800 club, right, to join Gordie Howe at 801, and now he's also chasing Wayne Gretzky, who he can catch. It is possible. Wayne Gretzky, who currently has 894 goals. Yes, 894. Wayne Gretzky was that short of 900, and Wayne Gretzky was that freaking great, and I loved having him as a New Yorker, because New Yorkers in that time in sports, right, up until about the 90s, right, but let's definitely get into the 80s. It meant something to want to play in New York. It really did. It stopped meaning something after the 90s. It really did. I want to say, like, once we got into the 2000s, right, into the 2000s, and we moved out of the 1900s, it stopped meaning something to play in New York, because New York wasn't winning anymore. New York wasn't winners. They would get, that's really the problem. We've gotten so far away from winning that it's tough, because the Lakers right now, like, they have a worse record than us, but they are never in that full woe is me mode. Like, even as Yankees fan, never in that full woe is me mode, because you still have 27 to lean on. It's that longevity of time, and plus we just have like a decade. Let me not get down this road. Let me not get down this road. We're still talking about greatness, still. We're still talking about greatness, and that's what the MyT topic of the day is. It's all about greatness, and we're witnessing greatness with Alex Ovechkin for the Washington Capitals, as he got to 800 goals, putting up a hat trick against the Chicago Blackhawks. Hey, yo, is that a little suspicious? Oldest LeBron James tonight, oldest player with 30 points in 3 straight games since January 2002 when Michael Jordan did it. I'm glad we just talked about that, right? We have. I'm even glad we talked about this. I'm glad that the Lakers game is on, because in this world of in this section of greatness that we're talking about, right? You've heard me mention probably another person I'm gonna bring up, because we have somebody else chasing greatness right now, and we've talked to you in a world where he puts up 20 to 25 points per game, right? Oh, LeBron James has also the second most minutes behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has 66,297 minutes. LeBron James has 63,935 minutes, second most in NBA history. Yeah, see, LeBron James is gonna go out like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right? Is that his greatness is also going to be part of his longevity, where Jordan's greatness wasn't long, it was just short and dominant. It's a different kind of thing. It's a different level to it, right? And Kobe's the mixture of both, in a weird ass way. Oh, rest in peace, Kobe. I'm sorry, we're talking about greatness here. Talk about someone's going to do this. We got 3 minutes left in this game. Lakers up 120 to 102. So Alex Ovechkin put up a hat trick, which is basically he ended up scoring 3 goals in a game where they ended up beating the Chicago Blackhawks 7-3. So he put up as many goals as the Blackhawks scored in that game, and his team ended up blowing them out. And that's how he ended up getting to 800 goals. And like I said, he's one away from Gordie Howe. So every single game that he plays for a while, just like LeBron James, like Stephen Curry, just like Aaron Judge, it's going to be televised. It's going to be aired. And shout out to ESPN getting the hockey contract right when they did, because most things that we watch these days is probably on ESPN. Now, this is not front. A lot of sports that we watch these days are on ESPN. That's the reason why even when we talk about common games and things that are happening, right? To connect with the people, we talk about the game that ESPN had. And even we don't have ESPN here on the Mighty Sports Podcast. We don't. Like what we have is a little black box. And really what I have is a box, but I happen to be black, so I call it my little black box. I just have a little box. I have, they're all over. So Alex Ovechkin moves into third place in NHL scoring history, right? And probably going to end up making sure that, and definitely solidifying his place, not only in the Hall of Fame, but also in the names now of probably more casual fans as he starts to chase Wayne Gretzky. Because when it comes to a lot of hockey questions, people may not know hockey, but if you say Wayne Gretzky, you probably have a 25% chance of getting an answer, right, depending on what it is. Right? Just like when you get a basketball question, most people, depending on how far back they know, they come up with, they even say LeBron James, Kobe, or Michael Jordan. It got to be one of those guys. When it comes to scoring, like scoring and stuff like that, it's just their go-to. I understand it. But as we talk about LeBron James being the second oldest player, right? To put up 30 points in 3 straight games, right? They find every way to give this man an accolade. Oh my God, LeBron James is the first player since 1922 to score 42 points in a game while lacing up his shoes up, down, back, forth, left, right, B-A start. This is incredible what this man does. These are the obscurity of these accolades that they throw across it, but I do get it. He is doing great things right now. And coming into this game, LeBron James had 37,592 points, and he has now added 30 points into them. So he's now at about 37,622 points right about now. And remember, he is chasing the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar that had 38,387 points. So we have been keeping track of this because on a 20 to 25 point basis, right? Which we don't see LeBron James putting up less than 20 points in a game normally. You know what I mean? So if we take it from that point, he's gonna do this in about the 60th game in the season. But every game, right, based off our calculation, that he puts up a 30 burger, a 30 burger, a 40 burger, anything above a 28 burger, a 27 burger, a 29 burger, that skewers those numbers because we have been keeping track of it on only a 20 to 25 point basis, which brings us to about 40, 60 games. He may do this sooner. He could do this sooner. Like I said, I think we did our numbers right when he was around 20 games in the season, and we realized that we had about 30 to 40 games left before he hits these numbers. If he starts putting up 30 points per game, we are talking about right after the new year. We're already at 30 games. Are we at 30 games? Yeah, we're already at 30 games. Because at 30 games in, there's only 3 teams in the league right now that have a record that have less than double-digit losses. That is Milwaukee, Boston, and the Memphis Grizzlies. I know. If you're not paying attention to basketball, really. And there's I don't know about there are times when I'm watching sports. I'm never paying attention to the standings. I'm just watching. Guess how much I love it. I don't care about your standings sometimes. I'm looking and I'll see the records right when they pop up, but you can generally tell by watching. Okay, what's wrong with this team? This team isn't better. You can watch from a week to week basis and be like, oh, okay, they've been winning these games. You can see how they play. Okay, we see how you're winning your games. You can see how the matches. So half the time, I'm really not paying attention to the standards or how the rankings are. But when we do look in there, we notice a lot of different patterns. Because until I looked at the records, I was really thinking to myself, man, I really love what Memphis is doing. not realizing they still had less than 10 wins. 10 losses. My apologies. My bad. Apologies. Love you, John Moran. Love Memphis Grizzlies. Like, listen, Memphis is one of those teams that you kind of low-key root for ever since they've been in the grindhouse. Ever since Memphis, at least for me, ever since Memphis had Zach Randolph, right, and them boys, yeah, they were one of those teams like you just kind of root for. Tony Allen, like they really go there and make you work. I would assume Tennessee, that Memphis Grizzlies in Tennessee is a pretty decent. Oh my God, Booska, you live in Tennessee. I was really only thinking about college, but I can really get your boy into some NBA shit. I can really maybe have your boy fall in love with some Grizzlies. Pause. Go with you guys. Don't you guys get any bright ideas. Listen, I apologize. Maybe it's just me because Grizzlies, right, is a basketball team. Is a thing that you call hot dogs, right, and it's also a dance move. Grizzlies is like they're all. That's why when John Moran does the Grizzlies, I'm like he's doing his dances. They're doing the Grizzlies. You hit the Grizzly. I always find it ironic that it's all dudes that do the Grizzly. Like, so I don't care what name it actually is, but the team John Morant plays for, what they call hot dogs, right, and that dance move are all the same name. Regardless of what name you want to call it, they're all the same name to me. And they will always be the same name to me, regardless of which order you put them in. Just say it. There you go. Have fun with that. Every time you see that dance now, you're going to be thinking about Grizzlies. Every time you see John Morant, you're going to be thinking about Grizzlies, which you should. After you do that dance move, all of them going to be tied in together. Imagine if John Morant was doing the Grizzly while eating a Grizzly. It's a Grizzly doing a Grizzly while eating a Grizzly. It's all the same shit to me. Don't play with it. Go ahead. Don't play with it. Alrighty. Let's continue to move on. Yeah, LeBron James finished at 30 points today. So let's see. Oldest player, 30 points in 3 straight games is Michael Jordan in January 2002. Was that by the time Michael Jordan was with the Wizards? Had to be, right? Since we're talking about oldest players, had to be during his Wizards days. And like Michael Jordan, during those... Actually, no. Michael Jordan managed to get his team to like the last seed in the playoffs, didn't he? Twice. When it was only 8 seeds. Not when we had 15 seeds for 15 teams. How many teams we got now? 10? Is it 10 or 12? 10. Listen, this is good, right? Like, it's obscured now. But you realize that when things like this happen, expect expansion as well pretty soon. And when I say pretty soon, we're talking about like 5 years, right? Within 5 years, expect expansion. And you've heard it already, right? That it's not Las Vegas that may get a team, right? Or is it not Las Vegas? See, I know Las Vegas may get a team. It may not be Seattle, but it may be like New Mexico City or Mexico City, one of the two. I can't remember if it was New Mexico or Mexico City. So that's where they're talking about going next and trying things out. I'll tell you right now. Listen, there needs to be an NBA team in almost all 50 states, almost, because we don't need any in the Dakotas. Sorry, Dakota, I don't know shit about you. I don't even know if you're really a state. If you get a state, if you get a team, it's gonna be just like Carolina. Like you both got to share a team on the border. Like that's really where they should put the Charlotte Hornets. It should be right there where Paramount Carowinds is at. If you guys don't know Paramount Carowinds, you guys don't know that Paramount Carowinds is right there on the border. It's right there on the border of North Carolina and South Carolina. But that's what you need to move this. That's what you need to move the team to. Right there, right fucking there on the border of both those bitches. But yeah, North Dakota, South Dakota. Like if you have a North and South, you don't get two separate teams. If you're lucky enough to get a team, you gotta share it. You gotta share everything. Fuck that. Nobody told you to have your own little civil state war. Everybody else got a North and South in the same state. You want to have a North Dakota and a South Dakota. Fuck out of here. You want to have a North Dakota and a South Dakota. Fuck out of here. A Southeast. Like, nah, fuck that. Fuck that. A Northeast Dakota. Fuck that. You got share teams. Learn to fucking get along. They still partying over there too. I feel you, my black people. I feel you. It's one love. Check out my podcast. MYT Sports Podcast. M as in Mike, Y as in Yankee, T as in Tango Sports Podcast. They can't hear me over the music. That's why I'm gonna change my Wi-Fi to MyT Sports Podcast. Watch. I'm gonna change my name to Follow MyT Sports Podcast. I promise you. Yo, did you guys see recently? Speaking of left field shit, I told you guys we could have an hour show today, but you guys know how I am. I'm a liar. What is going on here? Guys, are you sure you want to end this event? No. Never mind. Okay. I really hope I am getting the audio that I need from my recording device because it's saying loading versus recording. But then when I hit the button, it asks me if I want to end my recording. So let's hope everything is running well. But have you guys seen that TikTok thread where this dude was like he walks up to this dude's house at the Ring camera and he's like, my address, my Wi-Fi, how you doing? My Wi-Fi password is 8377. Your wife is cheating. I don't know how you didn't catch that. I thought you would notice. Since your house number is 8377, your wife, since your house number is 8377, don't you notice that your Wi-Fi that says 8377, your wife is cheating? But I want to let you know that every single day that you leave, there's a green card that parks about 3 houses down, and as soon as you leave, they walk through your yard and they come into your back door. Like, your wife is smart, but she may be smart, but she's unfaithful because she is cheating on you. She is cheating with another dude. All right, bye. And then leaves. Now, I don't know about you, but that was one of those stories where I told myself, I have to follow up. And I didn't see this from this person's feed. I saw this from like one of those feeds that share feeds, right? So, you look at it, I'm like, what's this user's name? They're like, okay, Derek something. I forgot what the fuck it was. Did I write it down? Let me see. Did I write down something that was in arm's reach? Yes, with my other point about the Memphis Grizzlies. That's funny. His name is Derek Lip. And I don't know if it was a fake feed or not now, based on how much content he puts out. So the next feed was him coming back the next day, right? Or there's a follow-up and he comes back the next day. He's like, hey, yo, my bad. Like, I didn't mean to break the news to you like this. And then you hear him talking like, hello? Like, yeah. Like, yeah. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. I was drunk last night. I didn't mean to break the news to you like this. Like, that's not how I wanted to tell you. He's like, listen, he's like, I appreciate it that we have neighbors like you. But you kind of have, I just want to correct you on a couple of things. He's like, my wife is the one that works. Fuck with me and get body. Ain't all she eat is dick. And on a strict diet. That's my baby. Hey, yo, can I pull up? Can I pull up? Can I pull up? I'm fucking with my neighbors. I'm sorry. Like I could fuck with neighbors like that. I really can. Yo, I can fuck with neighbors like that. They're my niggas. I fucks with neighbors like that. Cause yo, you don't understand. As much as I'm upset that like my view is blocked, right? This is a much better view. But once I'm mad at my view is, I can't see shit for real though. I'm joking. To have actually some life in my neighborhood, because my neighborhood has predominantly been a retirement neighborhood, right? I got an exception to move into this neighborhood 10 years ago. So I've been in a very quiet neighborhood, and I'm not a quiet person. So I always feel like I'm the noisiest person in my hood. Now I know I'm not the noisiest person. Since we've gotten new development, I know I'm not the noisiest person. People in my hood, because right across from me, I got a black family and I got a Spanish family. And when the black family ain't partying, the Spanish motherfuckers is partying. The Spanish motherfuckers ain't partying, the black motherfuckers is partying. You know what I mean? So we like this love is love. Let's see. Oh damn, my computer's not. It used to be up there this time. It's doing a virus scan. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this is my time now. Why are you still recording? I took a nap, B. My bad. I took a nap. So the Derek Lip story. I know I paused at a certain point. I did that for dramatic effect. And then I got lost in some shit. I'm back. So then he goes, listen, I gotta correct some things. He's like, my wife works, which is the first plot twist. He's like, this has actually been a revelation, because I didn't know how to really convey this news, right? So you've actually helped my situation, and so you're wrong about who it's for. That person is not for my wife. The person is actually for me. But you're all right about one thing: they do come in my back door every day. This was not a joke. This is not a joke. I'm telling you, because I don't know if that thread was a joke or not. I'm telling you something I really witnessed. It just happened to be one of those things that's like right up my perverted alley. Yes, back doors are right up my alley. Listen, for all of you people looking for some birthday sex, right, with the birthday shout outs, I'll put it in your back door for you. Don't get it twisted. Like listen, we're talking about the old Blajul here. We're talking about the Grizzly. Listen, you will never get a tongue in your back door. I'm too old school for that. Like you understand? Like I'm so old school, like that I was groundbreaking by admitting I was eating pussy. You know what I mean? Like eating pussy and admitting to it was groundbreaking. Like I was progressive brother then. I am not taking the past that next threshold. I'm not crossing the railroad tracks to 8 Mile Road and going down Hershey Highway. That's not me. Now, listen, the train could go down that tunnel, but I am not stopping to test any of the chocolate ice cream. No, it's not what I do. Sorry. It's not me. Let's get into a little bit of Knicks talk, right? Before we get into this, I told you about some three. I was telling you about the 3 teams, right? We'll get back there. But let's get into some Knicks talk, because our Knicks talk, right, in a very weird way, right? Our Knicks talk is we gonna give you a little small snippet of some 305 of my city. I'm not even gonna give you the intro to 305 of my city. Like, it's not even gonna be that serious. It's not one of those days. You know what I mean? Like, but it's not really one of those. I wouldn't want to come. I said I wasn't. See, you play too much. I could drink now. MyT 305 my city. I keep the pulse of the city. Well, it's Knicks, Heat, the Nets of Magic. We talk about it, the good and tragic. It'll be Bills, Bucks, Jets, Jags, Giants, and Fins. We talk about it all. The losses, all the wins. Yankees, Marlins, Mets, and the Rays. We talk about them all day, all day. We about to die on the I-95. We about to die on the I-95. We about to die on the I-95. Let's go a little 305. Let's go a little 305 to my city, right? Let's get it. Let's get it. Right, let's get it. Let's get into some Knicks talk first, right? Let's go and start with them, right? we got some Knicks at 6, and what we do, right? We got the New York Knicks winning their 6th straight game. It has been good to watch the Knicks, and this recent change, right? I'm not gonna act like I saw this game. I told you I was asleep. What I have seen is the games before this, and the Knicks change has been on the defensive end. They did little things, and also they had to get healthy, right? They had to get healthy. Evan Fournier started because Quentin Grimes wasn't healthy. RJ Barrett even had the flu at the beginning of the season. And if you guys know, like, listen, you're a basketball player, you may play through your flu, but you guys know how bad you are through. Guys, men. You know what? Fuck that. Men, guys, listen to this. Go get your ladies. Because you're not going to answer this right. Go get your ladies for a second. No, seriously. Go get your ladies. Like, babes. Listen, babes, I just need like 60 seconds of your time. Like, the dude on the podcast is about to say some shit. He sent me to go get my lady, right? Because he's about to say some shit, and he wants an honest opinion. He's going to ask a question, right? So do that for me, right? Go get your girl. Go get your boo. Go get the lady in your life, right? And I want them to hear this next part. I want them to hear this next segment, right? This next portion, this next question. And that's really all it is a question, right? For the ladies that are listening, right? Normally they're listening, that their booze didn't have to go get them. You know what I'm about to talk about here, right? I'm going to talk about this here. Now, your dude isn't going to be honest here. That's the reason why I had to ask you to come into the room. Right? Because there's a basketball player that gets highly criticized because of how poorly he was playing, ladies. Due to in the beginning of the season. Now, in the beginning of the season, he had the flu. He was sick. But he gets highly scrutinized from fans of how bad he was playing. And they sometimes, and I feel like that the people that are scrutinizing him often forget of how they may be when they're sick. Now that you're here with your guy, your dude, your you know what I mean, like your boo friend, can you confirm how much like a little bitch your boy acts like? Sorry, what he said that. But how soft your man acts when he has the flu, when he's sick? Can you confirm that? Now imagine that your man has to go play a basketball game and travel. Now, you understand? Like, he has to literally go and run around for 3 hours. Imagine that dude that you see shriveled up in the corner when he has the flu. Exactly. So don't be so hard on RJ Barrett. And now also, let's think about the other stuff that comes with the flu, right? Now that we've blown a little bit reality here. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate your time. If you want to continue to listen, I do appreciate it. If you are still listening, don't forget that we do record the MyT Sports Podcast live every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But on Wednesday nights, we are live from Sharky's. And at Sharky's, from 9 to 10, ladies drink free. Yes. Ladies drink free from 9 to 10 every single Wednesday at Sharky's. From 10 to 12, it's 2 for 1, so a half off. However you want to look at it, however your brain processes it, right? And then, not to mention, at 10:30 every single Wednesday, we have the MyT Trivia. And at the MyT Trivia, we give away prizes. And the prizes are worth it. When I tell you, the prizes are always worth it. You won't be disappointed with our prizes. You won't be disappointed with our prizes. And we have at least 5 prizes every single show. Right? Maybe 4 sometimes. But we have approximately 5 prizes every single show. And that segment is over even when all prizes are given away or until the half an hour segment is over. So, ladies, thank you for listening. If you like the show, come back on with us. If you don't like the show, just come check us out on Sharks and get some free drinks while we do some random bullshit again. What you do after this is up to you. I'm about to continue with the show. Thank you all. All right, let's continue, fellas. I had to actually ladies into the room because I know you guys ain't gonna be honest with yourself. You guys be like, nah, like he's sick, but that's no excuse. If you're on the court, you need to. He has the flu. He had to eat, and then just imagine. I don't know what level of flu, but imagine if he wasn't able to eat solids, right? And he's been on a liquid diet. Like they haven't reported. Like remember his level of dehydration. He's not Jordan, okay? And we even learned Jordan may have been just bad, eat like spitting on his own pizza, eating too much pizza, food poisoning and shit, right? Whatever. She'll let that the flu. Why they going motherfucker? I take a lot of childhood stories. But so I had to, right? Because imagine if he had to lose weight or if he was eating more solids and he was going to like a fluid diet. Imagine if he wasn't keeping up anything, up or down, right? So you have to give the kid a little bit of benefit of the doubt when they're coming back from flu, with stuff like the flu, right? Maybe it could be COVID, and he called it the right. COVID's still around. Now, listen, my mom just had a friend of hers just passed away from COVID. So rest in peace. So RJ, but you're starting to see the little things, right? You're starting to come up with the Knicks. RJ Barrett wasn't feeling well earlier. It affected him on offense and even on defense. His 3-point shot was looking horrendous. He was like 3 for 28 to start the season, some horrendous number like that. Evan Fournier's starting was only because Quentin Grimes wasn't healthy. Now that Quentin Grimes is healthy, I think he put up 20 points this night. You're starting to see Quentin Grimes get back into rhythm, right, or get into basketball rhythm in the starting lineup. RJ Barrett, he has his ups and downs, but RJ Barrett, if I'm not mistaken, he led all. Actually, no, if I'm not mistaken, RJ Barrett led all scorers in this game in the Knicks' victory in their 114-91 blowout of the Chicago Bulls. On Wednesday, we played the Chicago Bulls to overtime, 128-120. By this game, we learned what they don't like. This game was nice. This game was an interesting game to have, right? Because normally, as a New York Knick, when people come into your hometown, especially over the last decade or two, right? Even now it's happening, right? Before the last decade or so. When opposing, because that's what they call it the Mecca, right? Well, because the New York game was the televised game all the time. All the time, New York and LA. So when you played in New York, you knew for sure your game was going to be televised. So let's take the same NBA that we have now and put it back in the day. Let's put it back in the 80s, 90s, right? Early part of the 80s, 90s, and 70s, and understand why these individuals talk the way that they talk, right? Because they still talk as in a limited television and radio era, and not the limitless digital era, right? And in the limited television and radio era, be it in the New York, Chicago, LA, Dallas, kind of Miami market mattered. You got a lot of attention in those areas. Biggest populations, right? But also, when you played the New York team, you were damn near always guaranteed to be televised. When you played the LA team, you were damn near always guaranteed to be televised. Or heard on radio, definitely. So that's how the New York became the Mecca, because they're like, oh, if I'm Ja Morant in Memphis, they never see me. The country never sees me. Memphis knows me. You may see my stats. Me in New York, me in Florida, I don't get the chance to hear Ja Morant. I don't get the chance to hear Memphis, Tennessee radio. I don't get a chance to watch Memphis games. I barely even get. I may see a highlight of it, maybe in the early stages of ESPN in the 80s. Maybe at the 15-minute mark at the end of the news night for the sports section. Maybe you saw a highlight there. But usually you saw only local highlights. You weren't able to get an international highlight. Unless you were maybe like in New York, LA, they got a lot of times they got a lot of international news. I'll give you a history, you guys listen right now. So, and part of me is forgetting where I was going with this, but hopefully I remember as I continue to go down this path. So, a guy like Ja Morant, you may not see until he comes to New York. Now, when he comes to New York, his game is finally televised. When it's televised to the nation, to the country, to the world, whoever they have their contract with. It's the most eyes is ever gonna be on him. That New York stage became the Mecca, while LA became the place that was Showtime and you showed out, right? And you still showed out or whatever. But LA teams are always better, right? But let's not go into that, right? LA was the Showtime place, right? You go and you watch the Lakers go, you enjoyed the show. But New York was the place that you got your stage. And let's see how good this person really is that we kind of hear about, Rent, and we hear rumblings and rumors about. We see their numbers in the stat sheet, but we haven't got a chance to watch them. Now the whole world finally gets to see him. And when you ball out there, you damn, now I'll be like, oh shit. Yeah. Now not only are you doing it when nobody's watching, you did it on the biggest stage in the world now. When you finally came and played in New York, the Mecca of basketball. Because this is where people come and ball out. It was weird to me, right? I don't want to say weird. I don't want to say super duper weird. I'm not even on the Memphis Grizzlies yet. I just keep using them as a reference, to be honest with you, because I think it's a team I just want to talk about. I love me some Ja Morant. I really do. So the New York Knicks, right? They've won 6 straight games, but a couple of more important things, right? You have whatever here is right here is tickling the shit out of me. You have the New York Knicks not just winning 6 straight, but I feel like about 30 games in now, we have established our identity and identify roles. And it's good to have these other guys finally get healthy, start getting 100%. And listen, we're not going to always be 100%. Now I know where I was going with this. It was interesting to see something that always happens to New York, where players come into your home, they ball out, and when the Knicks were bad, and the Knicks have been bad for a while, those players start getting standing ovation. Those players start getting MVP chants. Those players, you start hearing the cheers for them over the crowd that's cheering for the Knicks. This actually happened in reverse for the New York Knicks. And this last night, the 16th, against Chicago, where the Knicks were balling out. And next thing you know, we're hearing MVP chants, MVP chants, MVP chants. The Knicks are blowing out Chicago so bad that Derrick Rose finally is healthy again. And they start yelling for Derrick Rose. And on every Derrick Rose touch of the ball, they're cheering. And they're going crazy. And they're rooting for his shots. Like Derrick Rose is a Chicago Bull all over again. Now, I know his scenario happens to be kind of double-edged, right? But even so, this is something that normally happens to the Knicks. This is something as a Knicks fan I'm used to hearing happen with the Knicks, that these opposing players coming in, and you know, maybe I don't pay attention to it. Maybe I'm not paying attention to when other guys go back to their former teams, outside of the fact that I think they're gonna have a good game, right, for the revenge portion of it. But maybe they just have a good game because they're also feeling the love. I'm trying to find my bud. I said I was going to give you guys like an hour podcast. I lied. Have I lied? I think I've officially lied. I don't see the time on here. But I think I've officially lied. I've given you guys over an hour. It's okay. I don't think I know how to. If I only had an hour, it's because I know I have more than an hour. I know I'm not gonna give you guys 3 hours, but I know I'm willing to give you guys 2 hours, and I had it in the back of my head. Right, 1 hour is just ludicrous. Like, we can't do this for 1 hour. Like, we haven't done. How was the last time we did 1 hour? Even when we were trying to do 1 hour shows over COVID, that didn't last long. Like, that still ended up being like 3 hour shows half the time. We have been programmed, anybody that's out there, morning show people, late night show people, whatever. I am kind of pre-programmed to do a 3-hour show already. Just let you guys know. And if you don't give me content and other individuals to bring in here, 3 hours is gonna fly before I can even imagine, before I can even think. Derrick Rose got a really warm reception from the Chicago native, from the Chicago natives, and from what I heard too, they're also in talks of possibly putting a statue outside for Derrick Rose. It's in talks. Now I know you're thinking like, damn, he won a championship though for them. I know, right? But not only is he a hometown kid, but the youngest MVP kind of thing. You know, it's going to be for the accolades that he does have versus the accolades that he doesn't have. And the accolades that he did have before his injuries were groundbreaking. You understand, it was him and LeBron breaking youngest ever records. It was an actual belief that if Derrick Rose got his one guy, his one other person, he was going to win a championship. And this is still while he's beefing with LeBron in Cleveland. Before LeBron gets the super team. If I'm not mistaken, they beat the super team. They beat the Cleveland LeBron one time. If I'm not mistaken, that is. I like what's going on with the Knicks this year because they've have defined roles. You can see now through 30 games, they figured out the identity, which isn't far off. It's Tom Thibodeau in defense, right? But it's not even that they figured out the defense. They figured out the right combination of players to maximize the way that they want to play, which is defense first. And they've limited the roster down to a 9-team roster, which means that guys like Evan Fournier will probably never see the floor again, right? We're probably not going to see a lot more of Cam Reddish unless Cam Reddish, I don't know how. I thought Cam Reddish was doing good. And I seem like he's falling back out again. RJ Barrett was about to fall back out. Was about to fall out finally. It's odd that people give Tom Thibodeau so much slight about not making adjustments when just think how many different starting lineups we've had. How many different rotations we've had. If that's not trying, I don't know what is. Let's see something. I'm about to do a checkup and find out if the trick I told somebody to use, if it worked. Did it work? Just let you know, still recording, by the way. That sucks when you invite somebody over and you regret it. It's like, damn. Like, I really wish, like, I just stayed home and played with my roles versus entertain you. I wish I would have just stayed home and put on the MyT Sports podcast. You know what I mean? And just chilled, like, instead of entertaining you today. Like, either one would have been better, or put on my roles while listening to the MyT Sports podcast. I could have killed two birds with one stone. Look, ladies, yeah, don't be afraid, ladies. Listen. It's okay. I know you listen to sports, but go ahead and wrap yourself up pretty tight. Grab yourself your rolls and listen to the MyT Sports podcast the whole entire time. Like, it's okay. We accept that kind of behavior here. We promote it here. As you know, the whole entire show is sponsored by Blue Chew. If you guys don't know by now, Blue Chew has a promo code of GSSS. So my promo code is GSSS that can help get you your first order of Blue Chew for free. Yes, folks, for free. New York Knicks, right? They're on their 6-game winning streak, and like I said, you've seen the rosters kind of dwindle down. Jalen Brunson has become a great leader for this team, and that is probably the biggest change. Is Jalen Brunson? Trust me when I say this. Is Jalen Brunson, and his leadership has mattered because you will prefer because Derrick Rose isn't a super vocal leader, right? And he's not a starter, and because he's in and out of the lineup as a player because of injuries, his personality won't be to constantly talk to players and communicate. He said it himself. Because he, even in his mind, you have to be on the court to be able to do those kind of things. So it's good that Jalen Brunson is here. And Jalen Brunson has the mentality that he has. And I feel that Jalen Brunson was advised and told, rightfully so, you can become, as the point guard should, you could be the leader of this team. Forget about Julius Randle. Forget about R. Barrett. Forget about stepping on anybody's toes. Forget about anybody's feelings. My bad. I forgot I was messing around with that earlier. Listen, I realized something, right? You see it happen automatically. And sometimes I don't be high as fuck because my lights are bright as fuck. And with these bright ass lights, I just naturally, my eyes go down. I'm going to use that as a match. I can open up my eyes just a little bit. Jesus. No wonder, like, I'll be here the whole time, like, looking at you. I'll be looking like, yo, I look high as fuck. Like, I know I'll be smoking during the podcast, but damn, I'll be like, yo, I'll be looking high as fuck. And then I get off and I'm exhausted. Like, my eyes are damn near closed when I'm like the whole entire time anyway. Listen, my mother's last name is Asian. So don't you guys get it twisted, right? There's some method to these madness. But let's get back into it. Jalen Brunson as the leader of this team is a much better position than having Julius Randle as the leader of this team. Julius Randle as the leader of this team is a bad team. Jalen Brunson as the leader of this team is a much better team. And you hear immediately how the younger players talk about Jalen Brunson. It lets you know how the difference in leadership skill, different leadership types are. Jalen Brunson is a leader they can follow. They can get behind and they can rally behind. Julius Randle is that kind of leader that you're like, damn, this nigga goes in. All right, hope you do that shit. Bye. He doesn't seem like the approachable type. He's a little too sensitive. He needs to calm and coach before games. Yes, Julius Randle has a calming coach to bring him back into his happy place. Julius Whack. I know he's played better, but listen, I still call him Julius Wactavius Randle. And this is okay. Julius Randle is a dude that can average 20 plus points a game. Yes. He's a guy that can average 10 rebounds a game. Yes. For some reason, his style of play isn't winnable. Or his style of play as the focal point of your team doesn't lead you to be a winning team. And we know this, right? And we say this all the time in the podcast. We want winners. Like,
you play to win the game. Hello?
And that's it. Julius Randle is always a guy that puts up points but doesn't equate to winning. If you're being facetious when you ask about the bubble year, then you already have your answer. And you already know your answer. Bubble year doesn't count. Doesn't count for Julius Randle. Doesn't count for LeBron James. It doesn't count for anybody. Like, bubble year was that one time at basketball camp where LeBron James put a championship up his ass. he's the one that won it. I mean, listen, so did Anthony Davis. It's a pecking order. Stop. Listen, this week, 20 years ago, the beef between LeBron James and I started. Just to let you guys know. It was this week, 20 years ago, that Lower Merion High School and Saint Catholic Junior, the teams that LeBron James and Camille Anthony, and I don't really know, St. Mary's, St. Christian Mary's maybe, and Lower, I think every school is Marion. St. Mary High School and Lower Merion. Is Lower Merion Kobe School? Sierra Leone, Sierra something. Sierra Canyon High School. The team that LeBron James played for. It was 20 years ago this day. 20 years ago this week that game aired on ESPN AFN instead of the Knicks game. Now, there's a couple of things I ended up realizing very recently, right? I didn't, and I mentioned this on Wednesday's podcast, but I never know if Wednesday's podcast is ever going to fully make it to the air or not. Right? It's up. It's there now. I also don't know how long Wednesday's podcast is ever going to be kept up. There's a lot of moving elements around it that always may get me banned or kicked off. It's live at a bar. It's live at Sharky's. The ladies drink free from 9 to 10, and also ladies also have 2-for-1 drinks from 10 to 12. But I'm also outside. There's elements of live music around, so you never know what's going to happen. But yeah, that's to be taught again for the people here today, and for the home studio recording. But I forgot what I was about to say. Shit. It's just going to be like that. It was something I mentioned already, and I forgot all about it. God damn it. All right, whatever. I guess we're just going to have to move on. I really forgot what the fuck I was saying. I really did. This is what happens when you have to, like, explain shit, over-explain shit sometimes for... Why did I have to over-explain that? All right. Back to Jalen Brunson and his leadership. It's much better than Julius Randle's, right? That's really what it is, right? And you see the players respond to it. You see, you hear him being a vocal leader, not just on the court. You hear him talk about how off the court he is, how he is, of how he identifies coverage. He calls people in the middle of the night to talk about it. So to talk matchups. That's not the kind of leadership that you heard that Julius Randle was. Julius Randle was basically, I'm going to go out here and put up 20 and 10, and you little motherfuckers follow me. It's very Kobe-ish. Very cold. And it's very just production-based. But in the end of the day, he's not as dynamic as Kobe is to be the guy on one side of the court. Come on, this team is it's a very good defensive team. It's a decent defensive team. Getting better every game. That's why they won their last 6 games, right? And basically they've won their last 6 games where 4 of their last 6 games they've held points. They led their team to under 100 points. They had the game against the Cavs where they beat them 92-81. What's going on here? Right. Then they beat Atlanta 113-89. They end up having a game against Charlotte where they beat them 121-102, so within 3 points. Right. Then they had Sacramento where they beat them 112-99. And then they had the overtime game against Chicago where they beat them 128-120. And then the game that they just played tonight or last night, however you were looking at this Wednesday, 114-81. Again, this is twice they've held a team to 81 points in the last fortnight. So you see the defense picking up, and as the defense picks up and they tighten up their lineup, you see everything else starting to flow better. And Jalen Brunson as the leader, as a team, the way that he has played through the injuries so far, and you see it too that that the New York Knicks gave him this money, and he is saying that I am not gonna take this for granted. I am not gonna be like, oh, I got this money. Let me take this time off. Let me procrastinate. Let me rest on my laurels. You see that not being him. Now he's a hooper. He's a baller. Now, not to mention his daddy plays for the team too. And who knows if he feels like, yo, if I don't play well, it's gonna make my dad look bad. It's gonna make Leon Rose look bad because they had the faith in him. And Leon Rose is basically my godfather. So it's a guy that has loyalty to many different elements of the Knicks, not just the Knicks who he grew up around, but to Tom Thibodeau, his coach, to Leon Rose, his godfather, and to his dad, who's also in the organization, which means that he also possibly knows James Dolan on a different level as well, and to him as well. He is dedicated to 5 different people that isn't him before he thinks about himself. And let's talk about the Knicks team as well. That's 6. I talk about the Knicks organization. That's the kind of leader that you want. You're going to keep him around. And as Knicks fans, you should be happy again, as I'll keep mentioning. The guys that we have now have turned into assets. Even the guys that are no longer playing. You understand? There's trade rumors right now going around Evan Fournier and Cam Reddish with possibly the Lakers for Nunn and who was the other body? You know who I want the Knicks? I want them to get Caruso out of Chicago. I do. I want them to get Caruso out of Chicago, but it's Nunn, and I think it's one of their shooters. I think it's one of their shooters. No, I'm lying. It's not that. Nunn and Beverly. The Rat. Yes, when he comes to New York, he'll end up being Master Splinter. But yes, the Rat Bev. There are trade talks around Rat Bev, Nunn, Cam Reddish, and Evan Fournier. So let's see how things go. I told you, we're about 30 games in, right? We're getting to the Christmas games that are coming up pretty soon. We'll talk about the Christmas games next week live at Sharky's. But right around, you probably started right around now, right? But definitely right after the Christmas games finish, we'll start expecting some moves to start happening. 'Tis the season. It's officially that time. 'Tis the season for trades to start happening, because a lot of exceptions that people would have had because they traded for players, so you have amount of time that you can't trade certain players that you signed on your team. That's getting ready to expire. Once that time frame expires, you're gonna start seeing a lot of trade talks up. The fuck? Oh, you're gonna see a lot of trade talks to open up a little bit more after that. Let's switch over our next talk. Let's switch over in our 305 to my city, right? And let's move over from the Knicks. And I forgot who the Knicks play next. Is it Indiana? Nah, maybe it's Miami that plays Indiana. And if you hear me wondering about that, then that should let you know kind of how I'm where this next game is gonna, where my next thought is going to. No, Miami does not play Indiana next. I mean, yeah, Miami does not play Indiana next. So that means it has to be the Knicks. Let's see. Yep, the New York Knicks play Indiana next. That is going to be a Sunday game at 5 p.m. When we come back on the air on Monday, regardless of what happens with the, I shouldn't say that. Regardless of what happens with the Jets, we may be just in a good enough mood just because the New York Knicks maybe have a 7-game winning streak. And I don't think the Knicks have had a 7-game winning streak since the Carmelo. And actually, I'm confident enough to say the New York Knicks haven't had a 7-game winning streak since the Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire days. And it may very specifically be during the time frame where Amari Stoudemire spent those 30 points per game. That may be the last time during the insanity time. That may be the last time the New York Knicks had 7 straight wins. And even with their 6 straight wins, New York Knicks are sitting, what, 6? 6 straight wins for 6th place. And they're still 4th in their division. Because regardless of how you feel, Knicks fans, right? Regardless of how you feel that we could be better, we can get better. Don't forget, in our division alone, not in the conference, not in the league, in our division alone, is the Boston Celtics, the Brooklyn Nets, and the Philadelphia 76ers. All 3 teams they talk about for championship, not playoff aspirations, championship contenders. We're playoff contenders. They're championship contenders. Those 3 teams alone are talked in the same breath as Milwaukee Bucks, Golden State Warriors, even though right now they're kind of shaky. What's going on, Dirty Joes? Welcome to the Money Sports Podcast. It's a late night edition. Super late night edition. You'll never catch us on regular at this time. So you know what I mean? Special. Right? Where was I? That's our division. That's our division alone. 3 of the teams in the East that are talked about for championship aspirations are in our division. The other one is in the Central of Milwaukee Bucks. The South don't have one. It's literally them 3, and it's really those 4 teams, and we have to fight with 3 of them all the time. And those 3 teams have the same record that we have, or have the same schedule. My apologies, as we have, and they all are more talented. The only team in our division that doesn't technically have more talent than us, we have a better record than, and that's the Toronto Raptors, and that team still has championship experience. So they should be better. But they got a chip. They can relax for a while. They don't have to go balls to the wall. They just got to try to be contenders. Playoff contenders. They're going to say that they'll take that up there for right now. They understand they don't got Kawhi or DeMar anymore. Pascal isn't quite cutting it. But let's go ahead and move south on our 305 of my city, right? We've been resting in New York for a while, but it's winter time. Right now, current temperature, we had highs today at 76, lows of 65. Current temperature right now is 68 degrees. It's feeling really good down here in South Florida. So let's go ahead and move down the south to the Florida portion of our segment.
Caught on camera in Florida.
Florida man decided to bring an alligator with him while making a beer run. That's really good cocaine.
While the New York Knicks may have 6 straight wins, and that is the most wins right now consecutively for any team in the East. Tell me, it was most for any team in the league. I know it's definitely for most any team in the East. The Miami Heat on a 3-game winning streak since getting Jimmy Butler back. Right? They so far beaten Houston 111-108. They had the last game they had on the 15th. Right? They ended up beating Houston 111-108 with Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero put up 41 points. 41. And you know what? We'll give Tyler Hero some love, right? We'll give him, because Tyler Hero came out last year and was like, and told the world, when you think about me, I want you to think about me in the same names as Ja Morant and Luka. And we looked at him like he was like he was loca cabeza, like he was completely crazy, right? Like what are you talking about, B? Balled last year to get himself into the 6-man talk, right? Can't remember if he won the 6-man of the year award or not. 6-man talk, most improved player award. Like, he got himself in those talks, in those circles. And now you see him in the last 2 games that the Heat have played, him being the leading scorer for his team. "41 points against Houston, 35 points against Oklahoma City. The 41 was the second night of a back-to-back. And in their next game is against San Antonio Spurs. So like the New York Knicks that could have their 7th straight win, Heat fans, you can have your 4th straight win. Now, there's one thing about it though. You do hear the similar rumblings around the Heat organization. They still believe that they're a trade away. Like, they still need a piece. They still want a piece. They're trying to figure out who they can move. There's a lot of talks. There's a lot of talks revolved around Duncan Robinson. In those same talks for Duncan Robinson, a name that we just mentioned, the Rat. There's talks about the Rat coming back to Miami. Remember, the Miami Heat drafted Rat Bev. So there's talks about him possibly even coming back to Miami. So there's a lot of, from what I'm hearing, there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of trade talks around Rat Beverly. So I don't know if there's a lot of interest in Rat Beverly or if the Lakers are shopping Rat Bev. But I am hearing a lot of trade rumors around Rat Beverly. I've heard him in trade talks involving the Knicks, the Hawks, and the Heat so far, where I've heard his name come up. That's not coincidence. That's the reason why I wonder, do these teams really have interest in Rat Bev? And I call him a rat because of his dirty tactics. Don't get it twisted. You guys have seen him play, right? Or has the Los Angeles Lakers been picking up the horn and seeing what they can possibly get for the Rat? You know what X said? The snake, the rat, the cat, and the dog. How you gonna see him if you living in the fog? Living in the fog. Living in the fog. How you gonna see him when you living in the fog? The snake, the rat, the cat, the dog. How you gonna see him when you living in the fog? Sorry. You know how we do it. We go left field at any given time here on the MyT Sports Podcast. But you just gotta sit back and enjoy the ride. Don't forget to like, share, and follow with the MyT Sports Podcast. If you're listening, don't be selfish. Don't listen alone. Go ahead and share the podcast with your friends, families, and loved ones. Make sure that they can enjoy this as well with you. And don't forget to head down to YouTube, head down to Twitch, or any one of your social media sources, and go ahead and like the podcast. Go ahead and follow. You hear that bing bong every time that we go on. Twitch, YouTube, definitely. Right? Holla at your boy. If you have Amazon Prime, that means you have Twitch Prime. Holla at your boy. Go give me a follow. Twitch Prime is free for you if you have Amazon Prime. And I know 70% of America has Amazon Prime. I know that. I know my metrics have told me that 81% of my listeners have Amazon Prime. So go ahead and follow your boy on Twitch with your Amazon Prime. Listen, I'm like, Twitch. What the fuck is Twitch? Listen, if you're wondering what is Twitch and you have kids, don't worry about it. Ask your kids what Twitch is. They'll put Twitch on your phone. They'll make sure that you can follow me. Right? Your kids can't follow me. You guys hear what we talk about here, right? Right? But you can go ahead and follow me, but ask your kids to hook you up, because I know at least 38% of my listeners have children. Listen. I don't pay attention to a lot of bullshit about my numbers, but there's certain things about my numbers I pay attention to. So let's continue talking about these numbers. Yeah, Heat fans. You have the San Antonio Spurs coming up next. So when we return to the air on Monday, we can 100% be talking about the New York Knicks having their 7th straight win and the Miami Heat having their 4th straight win, which is great for both markets. Anytime both markets are booming, I'm loving it. You understand? Like, I don't even like fast food. I say I love me some fast food. I say I don't love fast food. I love me some fast food, right? Like, who don't love fast food? I don't love a fast food for my body. I love the taste of it. Like, and I love them all, right? Like, there's days where I'm like, you know what? I want a Big Mac for no reason. I want a quarter pounder for no reason. Even while I'm eating, I'm like, I regret this, but fuck it. I'm like, yo, for $11, right? I could have gotten myself fucking 2 lunch specials from Donna and ate for 4 days. Now I'm just eating for 40 minutes. Seriously, Checkers, same thing. I be just, fiending for a big Buford. I rarely ever fiend for a Whopper, but every once in a while when I do get a Whopper, it's like maybe once every 2-3 years. I'm like, I forgot how much I like these things. I also forget how much I dislike these things. All of them. Wendy's, Popeyes. You know who I miss? You know who I really do miss of the fast food individual? I miss Hardee's. Like, I got introduced to Hardee's living in Indiana. Indiana is home of Michael Jackson. Gary, Indiana it is. That place is ghetto as fuck. Listen to you know. Sorry, anybody from Indiana, you know how your city is. I'm not conveying like some top secret information. No, your city is hood as fuck. Like the whole city is hood as fuck for no reason. It's basically like you've gotten Chicago's runoff. Get close enough in proximity, just to let you guys know. For that was also a geographical reference. Never mind. Knicks fans, Heat fans. Let's see what happens on Monday. I'll be interested to see that. I'm also interested to see. I told you right now. There's 3 teams. Can I get the Florida shit cut? We're done with the Florida stuff. Thank you. There's 3 teams right now in the NBA that are sitting with a record that have less than double, that are in the single digits. And that is the Boston Celtics, the Milwaukee Bucks, and unless the Memphis Grizzlies played tonight and lost tonight, also the Memphis Grizzlies. But without looking at their record, I didn't know the Memphis Grizzlies had a record of 19-9, and this is kind of why I want to bring them in here. All right, I really didn't know the Memphis Grizzlies were doing so well. I just know that when I watched them play, and I watched them constantly, right? It was just odd. I didn't know that they had only 9 losses. I just know they're doing well. But as I'm watching them play, I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, Ja Morant is really, and we talked about this on a podcast recently. Ja Morant is one of my favorite players to watch in the league right now. And he's going to make the playoffs in the grindhouse. And this is how the grindhouse came up earlier. I've been trying to get here for a while. The Memphis Grizzlies, and I'm trying to think, because I remember last year I thought they had a chance. I don't know if I was a year early in my prediction. I may drop $20 on them right now to win a championship. Let's see how the odds work out in my favor. Like, fuck it, right? Like, listen, guys. I don't have no promo code or anything like that, but go sign up for some gambling site right now. Thank you. Like, I got a response. Wait, one more response. All right, so I'm about to almost forget what So I'm watching Memphis, right, and I really enjoy Ja Morant, and watching him play, you can see that, and the way this team plays, you can see this team is going to constantly be a playoff contender. See, they're another one of those teams I failed to mention recently that the Knicks would have loved to have been in their scenario over the last 22 years. Because even over the last 22 years, the Memphis Grizzlies have been way better than the New York Knicks. Because they've had, like I said, like Utah, like Denver, right? For some odd reason, those teams are just always kind of in it in the West. They don't win championships, but they're always in it in the West. And if you're a small city, even if you're a big city, that's what you want at minimum. Because you know what? You know when you lose the interest of the people when you're not in it. If you're in it every year, at least your fan base feels comfortable. Like, yo, you know what? Yo, we really feel comfortable. So, yo, we always here. We just need one piece. I know Kevin Durant just signed his contract. For some reason, I would love to see Kevin Durant in Memphis. Maybe Giannis and shit! Hold the front fucking door. I don't know if you say hold the front door, that's supposed to alleviate you from cussing, but listen, I'm a soldier. Like, fuck that. Oh no! Holy crap! Isn't Giannis's contract coming up soon? Holy crap! Yo, hold up. Wait a minute. I think I need to put something on the board. So let me just say what happened, right? And you guys are witness to this shit. Thank you for listening to the MyT Sports Podcast. I was saying to myself a couple of days ago, and I wrote it down. I would love to see Kevin Durant on this team. And there's been one looming thought that's been running through my head. Every time I think about it, Kevin Durant just re-signed his contract. So it's going to be kind of unrealistic to get Kevin Durant on this team without this team being disbanded. But if this team has Kevin Durant and Ja Morant, what more do you need? We've seen this team with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Is it the lack of Kyrie Irving's leadership, or is it something else? I see you, Dirty Joe's calling in. I'm going to get you in on here. Give me one. Oh, wait. Dirty Joe's, come back. I saw you calling to the podcast. I do take callers. I don't mind. Oh, maybe that was a mistake. Maybe Dirty Joe's wasn't trying to call in. Oh, Dirty Joe's is calling in. What's going on, Dirty Joe's? Got a question?
Yes, I do.
What's up, Pimpin'? How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Oh, pretty good. I'm enjoying your podcast. I was just wondering, we have a show called Dirty Jokers that we do. There's a bunch of us.
Go ahead, promote it. Talk to me.
My question is, this might be random for you, but we don't have a sports person on our show, and I'm just curious if that's something you would be interested in doing.
I wouldn't mind. Send me, hit me up in a message, and we can actually just talk. But for more details, like message me, send me some information, and we can talk some more. But yeah, I wouldn't mind at all. We just gotta figure out a schedule. Because I do my show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night. Like I said, right now, I know you heard me saying when you came on a little bit earlier, this is not my normal time at all. Normally, I try to get on between like 8:07 and 11:07. I end up taking a nap that went into unauthorized time. We fully share here.
I understand. I know it's not normal to do this, but I didn't know any other way to get a hold of you.
I understand. I don't mind.
We're pretty established. I mean, we got a big fan base. That's why I'm not trying to, I'm just saying so. But if it's something you want to do, tomorrow night we do a show at 12:30. If you'd like to join us, I'd love to have you on there.
12:30. Are you talking about AM?
Yes.
Okay. I would have to see. I'm actually going to be at a play tomorrow night, and I don't know if I'm going to be home by that time.
Right.
But
you can catch us anytime at 12:30 on Friday, Saturday, and Monday nights.
Friday, Saturdays, and Monday nights at 12:30 a.m. and Dirty Jokers. Dirty Jokers. Which do you have a official name, Dirty Jokers? So I can thank you.
Oh, Max.
Max, thank you, Max. I do appreciate it. I would definitely look into that because what may just happen, like when I finish recording my show on Monday, I just probably won't go to sleep and I'll come check you guys out and jump on then.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Love to introduce you to everybody. I think it'd be really nice.
Oh, I just lost him. Oh, sorry. I know what just happened because I was not planning on being off for longer than 2 hours. Oh man, you see what happened there? Normally, this is what happens. All right, folks, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, right? I know you guys just heard that, so we're gonna take a little quick army break. Wasn't planning on doing a show for about 3 hours, but I told you I don't know how to do anything shorter. So everybody else is going to hear my army commercial, and while that happens, right, I'm gonna get this connection back.
They didn't join this team to win championships or become famous. They joined because there is important work to be done, and only some able to do it. They are brighter, better educated, led, and equipped than any team in history. They are doctors, lawyers, engineers, technologists, and combat troops, all prepared for whatever comes their way. You'll find them where the lights don't flash, and the only contract they sign is with themselves and their country. One day, they may be asked what they did to make a difference in this world, and they can respond, I became a soldier.
One more time.
They didn't join this team to win championships or become famous. They joined because there is important work to be done, and only some able to do it. They are brighter, better educated, led, and equipped than any team in history. They are doctors, lawyers, engineers, technologists, and combat troops, all prepared for whatever comes their way. You'll find them where the lights don't flash, and the only contract they sign is with themselves and their country. One day, they may be asked what they did to make a difference in this world, and they can respond, I became a soldier.
All right, we are back with the Mighty Sports Podcast. I'm still your host and one and only Donald Thomar Taylor. All right, as you guys can see, right, we had to make sure that we get our call in line. This is what I meant, right? It's for everybody that's watched the show before and you've heard me go through this routine. We have a call in line that functions on 2-hour windows. And we were talking, because I wasn't planning on doing a longer than an hour-long show, right? So because of that, I really wasn't paying attention to the time. I have not realized that we've been talking for 2 hours already. I didn't know that time was coming up and it got cut off. That's what we tell you guys. Listen, that's why we have that Army commercial right at that same point so that we can go ahead and get a new feed. I got the new feed up, and I don't know if I'm going to get Max back, but I do see here that I'll be checking them out. Either it sounds like I'll start checking them out probably on Fridays, Saturdays, and Mondays. I'm not doing a lot of stuff most Saturdays. This Saturdays happens to be rare. Fridays I'll hit them up after the show normally, and Monday I'll probably end up doing the same thing. So if you guys are listening, you probably may be able to catch us on Dirty Jokers as well. And this is when all portions of our personality is probably going to end up coming out. Okay, so let's get back into what we was mentioning. They were quite real. I wasn't really paying attention to their schedule. And a part of me was just thinking, like, you know what? I would really like to see Kevin Durant on the Memphis Grizzlies. But, again, I don't want this Memphis Grizzlies team gutted to have Kevin Durant here, because then how different is that in Brooklyn, right? That was my thought process. Right? Kevin Durant is a guy that we now have realized that may be best implanted on a team versus gutted to make a team. Not just because of Brooklyn, Oklahoma City now, like what happened in Golden State. We have seen enough of his 12-year career, right? Decade plus long career to realize, okay, he's been successful in certain scenarios, but he's been more successful in particular scenarios, right? None of them were failures, just success and more success. Right? And we've seen, and who knows if it's Kyrie Irving hindering this experience from being successful to more successful, and if Ja Morant could be that person to make an experience be successful and top it up to more successful. But for right now, we've seen him with Russ and Harden. We've seen him with Kevin. We've seen him with Kyrie. Who's to say that Ja Morant doesn't look anything different than those other two experiences when the team is gutted? Now, you may have just witnessed this a while ago. There's somebody coming up for a contract, right? And if I'm not mistaken, right? What's going on, Super Sam? Oh, Super Sam just left. There's somebody coming up for a contract, and if I am not mistaken, Giannis, right? Let's look up Giannis' contract. Giannis contract. Giannis' contract may be pretty soon. And I'm telling you what, I'm looking at this Memphis team and I feel like they're one piece away. I don't know what piece that is, but they're one piece away. You're not going to do it with Ja Morant. I feel we love Ja Morant. Oh my God. And you know what's crazy? I hear me talking now, and I can hear me talking now arguing with the kid version of me that loves Ja Morant, that loved Iverson, that loved John Starks, that loved these guys that just weren't going to do it. And I didn't realize it at younger me. I was like, nah, like you keep fighting, you push through, you'll make it. Gosh darn it. But yeah, look at that. So the 2023 season, that's this year. Oh yeah, Giannis is going to be interesting. There is going to be no, I'm lying. They re-signed Giannis. Already. Giannis doesn't become available until 2006. And that year he has a player option for $51 million. Hey, yo. Big up. Jesus. Giannis right now, last year he made 39 mil. This year he makes 42 mil. Next year he makes 45 mil. 2004-2025 season, he makes 48 mil. 25-26 mil, he makes 51 mil. Okay. Giannis is off the books. So Giannis isn't in play. When did he get that contract? It was a 4-year. He must have just re-signed though. I don't know. But yeah, so Memphis needs somebody else. Memphis fans, NBA fans, we're going to love Memphis for a while. We're going to love them. At this rate, they're going to be lovable for about another 4 or 5 years. Right? And then Ja Morant would have taken a lot of lumps. Actually, let me see. Yep. They're 4 years in now. Ja Morant would have taken a lot of lumps. A lot of beatings. A lot of years where his team has done well, but unfortunately because of his injury, and then he's going to be injured, his team may still continue to do well without him. He comes back, they make a playoff run, but never over the hump, because there's always going to be some 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", 6'11" guy out there that's doing the same damn thing. I'm really racking my brain to think of, is the Joker available? Somebody that can help anchor that team as a big man? Because you don't realize it, but they need a big man, right? Or they need a big man, right? I don't care if you play like Giannis, I don't care if you play like Kevin Durant. I don't care if you play like Joker. I don't care if you play like Joel Embiid. They need some 6'10" and above guy that is ridiculous. Some 6'11" guy that's ridiculous. Or if not, then you need Zion, who's a goddamn planet in his own self. That's going to be his new name. Zion Mini Planet Williams. This dude's gravitational pull is ridiculous. Like Shaq is Saturn. He's one of Saturn's moons. Which is still big as fuck. But yeah, I need something. I need something more than Memphis. If Memphis is going to win, if Ja Morant is going to get a championship, and let's not just look at Ja Morant as one of these exciting players that we've watched during the 2020 decade, right? It's for him to elevate from being just a really good player, from being an exciting player, he's going to need another piece added to that Memphis Grizzlies team so that they can actually get a chip. And I don't know who that is because it needs to happen in the next 2 years. To be honest with you, it probably needs to happen in the next 2. Now, a lot in the NBA can change in 2 years. A lot. I don't know if Jimmy Butler's that dude. Like, it's weird. They need one more guy. One more dependable guy. They have a lot of good guys on this team. And they're nasty and they're dogs. And they don't back down for nothing. But they don't have another Ja Morant. And I know so like, damn, whatever teams have a Ja Morant. Milwaukee does. Brooklyn does. Memphis doesn't. Not Memphis, sorry. Phoenix doesn't. New York doesn't. Chicago doesn't. They're rare. They're rare. Rare. Wait, they're rare. There's a few of them. And what I mean, like, you need a complete alien. You need a complete freak. You need a... Listen, Bull may even... Hey, yo. You've heard me now mention 2 players that I love to... That if you're a 2K guy or a 2K player, these are 2 guys I love to get on my team. Ball, and the next one I'm trying to get now is... I haven't got him yet. It'll be the first year I've gotten him. I feel like he's necessary. Alex Caruso. Really, my 2 guys have always been Ball and Thon Maker. I get those 2 Africans on my team at the same time, right? Bring them off the bench or start them and their money. Like you understand? Yeah, you add that with I'm a New Yorker, right? So obviously I got Mitchell Robinson. So imagine having Thon Maker, Mitchell Robinson, and Ball all on their team. I average about 15 blocks per game. You understand? They each put up 4 blocks each. Like it's really ridiculous. Let's continue to roll up and roll out as we get into the last hour of the podcast. I told you I no longer know how to do a short podcast. This was not supposed to take 3 hours today. But here we are. Hour number 2. Still potting with you. 2 o'clock in the morning. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Wake up inside in my yawning. Wake up fast. But let's get into it, right? Let's get back into the New York portion, right? And let's switch into some football, right? We have the New York Jets coming up, and the New York Jets recently got an injury update, and I don't know how expected it was, right? I'm not quite sure how much they expected this to be their current fate. So let's talk about some. Let's talk about the Jets, right? As right now, We heard the last time we got an update with when we was on here on the podcast. Zach Wilson was moved up into the number 2 practice squad quarterback above Joe Flacco. That was Wednesday. Today, Friday. Joe Flacco is back to becoming the number 2 backup quarterback, I believe, because Zach Wilson is now the starter. Mike White can't play. While he is healthy, he is not cleared for contact. Mike White has tried to get several opinions, and nobody will clear him for contact. So the team doctor's like, listen, we're not clearing you for contact. We're not the team is taking care of the play and not clearing for contact. So Mike White is not going to start. While he is healthy and he's good enough to play football, he's been good enough to practice, he's not good enough for contact. And they're afraid if he takes that contact again, that something may happen. So, okay, let me hold on. I'm gonna talk. I'm out, right? Because you guys know I'm texting too. Let somebody know. Right? Like, they don't even understand like what's going on here. Like, I am in. Oh wow. All right, let's get back into it. So the New York Jets, when they play the Detroit Lions, it's no longer going to be Mike White. It's no longer a team that's been rallying and motivated by their quarterback, Mike White. They're going to have to go back to the guy that they've been talking shit about, that they've been passive aggressive with. Let's put it that way. They've been taking slight jabs at by kind of talking up the backup quarterback so much. And to be honest with you, however you went out for your backup quarterback, go out for this quarterback. Because now he's who you have. He's who you stuck with. It's not going to be Joe Flacco. It's going to be Zach Wilson. Zach, I hope what you mentioned about I hope what your coach said about you is true. Salah came out and he said Zach has been looking better in practice. That's the reason why he got moved up to the backup slot. He's really been absorbing and learning and learning over these last couple of weeks. Let's really hope that you've learned from being benched. Because this year kind of looks like you've taken a step back. And it's been really hard to defend you this year. You're just lucky. I am just kind of super patient with young quarterbacks. Because time after time, we keep being reminded and keep getting examples that you can look bad for 2.5 years and then suddenly it clicked. You can look bad for 3.5 years and suddenly it clicks. We've seen it happen. You can look bad for a decade and then you just get into the right situation and all of a sudden you're putting up Hall of Fame numbers or numbers like a guy that was considered a Hall of Famer. However you want to reword it. 2 for 1s, half off. Right? So you have an opportunity now, Zach. You do. Mike White's going to be injured. Those ribs, the midsection, the appendix, whatever is wrong with him is still raw. And they don't feel comfortable putting him out there. You're the number 2, 3, whatever pick you are in the draft. I can't remember anymore at this time how many top 6 draft picks the Jets have wasted on quarterbacks. I feel like the Browns at this, I swear. But you're going to have to try to get this one right. Detroit's not going to be an easy team. And let's hope that you come back with your confidence, right? Because let's not forget, this is a Zach Wilson that was still 5-2. It's just that those 2 were against Bill Belichick. And Bill Belichick makes all young quarterbacks look horrific. But us being in the overreaction state and the overreaction city, like you fall prey to that. You fall victim to that. And that can't happen. It can't. So let's hope that Zach has gotten back into. Let's hope he got his confidence back, and he remembers, and he doesn't take this benching as a confidence rattling event, but something to help you learn and reaffirm your foundation, and come back to being the Zach Wilson that was 5-2. Because you showed, like, he's like, and that's the thing, like, we're so overreactive as Jets fans. Because we're like, oh my God, Zach, always be, yeah. But he was 5-2, and he's about to play us. He's about to play a lot of these same teams: Detroit, Jacksonville, Miami. I forget who the other team in there is. There's one team that we can lose to. I forgot who that was. But we also can definitely win that one. But those are 3 of our 4 games. Detroit, Jacksonville, Miami. All winnable games. So it's up to you to prove that, you know what, not just that. I don't think you'll ever be able to prove that you are deserving of being a number 2 pick without having at least 2 championships. But you can at least prove that you deserve to be the starting quarterback for this team. Let's start there. Prove that first, and the rest will fall into place. You know what? As a Jet fan, I know this looks weird, right? Oh, Mike White and then we have Zach Wilson, and we don't know. If you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have none. No, you know we honestly have quarterback competition in our locker room right now. We have honest quarterback competition, and one of these 2 quarterbacks is going to rise to the top. If it's Mike White, then it's Mike White for another 3 years, possibly 4 years, possibly 2 years, until maybe something else better falls in our lap. Who knows if Baltimore respectfully does what they need to do with Lamar Jackson? Because if Lamar Jackson's available, I'll bring him here. I'll take him as a Jet all day long. Lamar Jackson's nickname will end up being Jet. Lamar the Jet Jackson. Oh my God, that just sounds nice. That just rolls off the tongue. Oh, pause. I like the way that goes down. So, right now, like that's a debate. That's a conversation for down the line. But let there be a quarterback competition. Nothing about Zach Wilson should feel entitled about having this job. That's great. And then now you have and then nothing about Mike White should feel like this job is never within grasp. That's 2 good places to be at. It keeps that number 2 pick on his toes. It keeps that number 5 pick sharp. Because he knows there's somebody that could take his job, and he knows that, yo, I just need you to miss. I need you to take one wrong step, or if he takes, sorry, I don't need you to take. If he gets hit wrong, if he takes one wrong step, if he fucks it too much, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. The New York Jets are going to be playing on Sunday. Well, we have a lot of other games coming up, but let's go ahead and get into the NFL picks of the week. Yeah, you know how that goes. Let's get into. Ooh, that's what it was. You know. I'll give you guys this. See, we were prepping for the show, and oh, wait a minute. Is that the sound I think it is? Did we just get somebody join the podcast? Somebody that has a behind the scenes access? Nope, that wasn't who I thought it was. I'm telling you, I don't be knowing these sounds. I thought that was for the back line. I thought that was for the back channel. For real, for real. I thought we had one of our show hosts come and join us. What was I about to say? Oh, I was letting you guys behind the scenes. I was prepping for the podcast, and I got rid of a segment, right? Because I was reloading some stuff, and I couldn't remember what I got rid of. And now it hit me. What I got rid of was for the NFL picks of the week. Let's get that back up. And I've adjusted you already, haven't I? Alrighty. So let's get into our picks of the week. We're officially now in what week is this? We're officially now in. We're officially now, I believe, in week, what's it, 16? Nah, 16, 17, 18, 19. Wait a minute. Nah, we're in week 15, aren't we? I'm tripping, right? I have to be tripping. There's no way. We're in week 15. Okay. We just had our Thursday night game against San Francisco versus the Seattle Seahawks. San Francisco ended up whooping that ass. We ended up picking Seattle on Wednesday, right? So I'm not Seattle. I mean San Francisco on Wednesday. It was close. It really was. It was really close. We almost gave the home team the advantage, but ultimately we gave playoff experience the advantage more than anything else. Right, and that's how we end up ultimately settling, right, with San Francisco. We have a bunch of games coming up this week. But more importantly, not even a bunch of games coming up this weekend. We have Saturday football. We have Saturday football. And I think, like, if you're a football fan, this is really the exciting part of the season. When you start getting football on Saturday, that's when you know things are getting real. And Saturdays always used to be a little bit synonymous with playoff football, but this kind of falls in line because this next month of football, almost every game is a playoff game. Like we already talked to you guys already, right? Dolphins fans, Jets fans, Jags fans, Giants fans, right? You already have your agenda. Let me see if I have your agenda lined up here somewhere. But hello about that. Shoot. Excuse me. Right? Almost every game for you guys is playoff games. Giants, yep, every game. Jets, every game. Bucks, every game. Jags, every game. Fins, every game. Bills is the only team that has a little bit of leeway. But if they're trying to get that bye week, every game. While Giants, Jets, Bucks, Jags, and Fins are just trying to make it into the playoffs, the Bills are the one team that has already locked their playoff position, and they're trying to get that number one pick more than anything else, that number one spot. Now, so football being here on Saturday, I can dig it. I can get down with it for real, because it feels like it's playoff time. So let's go ahead and get into our week 15 picks, right? For the NFL. We got the automated pick at 8,000. Right, we would like to see how the automated pick at 8,000 does over here. So let's go ahead and get their picks in. Automated pick at 8,000 in this game against Miami and Buffalo. Automated pick at 8,000 is a smart cookie. They picked Buffalo, and you know what? We picked Buffalo as well. We've already kind of given away some of these picks, especially for our home teams, right? I've already kind of given away how I feel about who's it going to do for the Jets, the Giants, the Bucks, the Jags, the Bills, and the Fins, right? I've already taken care of those teams, those 6 teams already. If you haven't heard, then you'll be surprised, right? But I told you, for the most part, I have the Fins losing the majority of their next 4 games. the Bills winning the majority of their next 4 games. The Jags, I have them losing the majority of their next 4 games. The Bucks, I have them losing the majority of their next 4 games. The Jets, I have winning the majority of their next 4 games. And the Giants, I have splitting their next 4 games. And if they don't split, then they're going to be one of the few teams that actually goes, that they may get 2 wins, 1 loss, and a tie. Or 1 win, 1 loss. 1 win, 2 losses, and something like that. I can't remember. There's too much for me to think about right now. 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 win, 2 losses, and a tie. Okay. 2 wins, 1 loss, and a tie. Only because they're already the only team to have a tie, and they got to play Washington again. Who knows what they decide to do with Washington again this time? If they get another tie, is that going to be the first time that 2 teams have gotten a tie in the same year, twice playing against each other? If that happens, sorry, I should have. If that happens, we're going to have to completely realize that this is going to be the most oddest year. Not this year, 2022, 2023. We about to witness some stuff. Oh, no, lying. That means this year's going to end up weird. This football season. Listen, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Figure out the math. The mathematics. All right, let's continue with our picks of the week, right? Next up, we have the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cleveland Browns. And let's not get it twisted, right? I don't think, well, there's no reason for me to even have to apologize here, right? I am picking the Baltimore Ravens. The automated picker 8,000 now is picking Cleveland. It's picking whatever whoever their quarterback is. We don't even like to mention his name anymore, to be honest with you. But they're picking Cleveland and their returning quarterback over Baltimore. What's the status of Lamar Jackson? Is Lamar Jackson back yet? Lamar Jackson status. Is Lamar Jackson injury? Let's see. No injury destination for Lamar Jackson out officially. Ooh. So Lamar Jackson is out. Is he out for the rest of the year with a PCL sprain? Sorry, my nose is getting stuffy. So, yeah. This is going to be interesting. Baltimore ended up winning last week, right? Against... Who did they play? They played Pittsburgh and they beat them. We're going to have enough faith in them to beat Baltimore, to beat Cleveland. Cleveland is tough, though, because it's not like Cleveland is void of talent. Pittsburgh has a talent issue, right? They have a lack. They have a lack of freaking talent. We heard of NFTs, but they're LFT. They have a lack of freaking talent, right? Or it could be they could be an NFT as well, no freaking talent, right? But that's not Cleveland. Cleveland has a decent enough defense, run game to be able to hold on if they start rallying behind Deshaun Watson. I don't mind not rooting for Deshaun Watson. I'm sticking with my Baltimore Ravens. I'm gonna pick them. Yeah, I say my Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens is one of my undercover teams. They have been ever since Ray Lewis was on that team. Just saying, I've always kind of liked them. Next up, we have the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Minnesota Vikings, right? And let's see, we got the Colts versus the Vikings. Minnesota's at home. I'm gonna take the Colts, and I'm gonna tell you why. I want to take Minnesota. I really do. I really want to take Minnesota. But what did I just tell you? And I learned my lesson last week. We've now gotten to the part of the season where almost every game now is starting to feel like a playoff game. That stands true for Minnesota. Regardless if they're in first place or not, that pressure starts to build. So while Minnesota's been really good this year, automated pick of 8,000 thinks Indianapolis is gonna have this as well. While Minnesota's been really good this year, I am gonna lead towards the Colts only because I don't trust Kirk Cousins in primetime games. And this isn't a primetime game, but it's a Saturday game. This isn't a primetime game, but it feels primetime. Because all games right now feel like playoff games. It means that all teams matter, which means that I also feel like Minnesota's probably going to lose their first game into the playoffs. And we're all going to sit back and be like, that's my cousin. Can't get right. And there goes Cuz. What up, Cuz? What's Cuz? That's Cuz can't get right. That's Cousin It. It can't get right over there. I'm going Indiana. Automated picker 8,000 is also going Indiana. Automated picker 8,000 only had 2 losses last week. So y'all can laugh at the automated picker 8,000 as well. Like, I guarantee you that there weren't a lot of people out there that you can tell me only had 2 losses for last week's games. The automated picker 8,000 had 2 losses, and so did I. We lost the same Seattle game. I lost Denver, and it lost Minnesota. No, I'm lying. I lost Minnesota. It lost Denver. I'm like, why was I rooting for Russell Wilson? I wasn't. We got the World Cup. We have World Cup championships coming up this weekend. On Saturday at that too. Man. Speaking of just Saturdays, we have that coming up this Saturday as well. Man. We are so busy Saturday. We're working in the morning. In the evening, we have a play. We gotta get some flowers. We really do. We have a play on that evening. But that day, there's so much sports going on. God damn. And I'm probably gonna miss all of it. But yeah, I can't trust the Colts. I'm sorry. Not the Colts I can't trust. I can't trust Kirk Cousins. I'm sorry. I apologize. I really just can't trust him in these scenarios. So I'm going to go Indianapolis Colts. Next up, we have the Atlanta Falcons versus the New Orleans Saints. Automated pick of 8,000 has gone Atlanta. I am going to go the Saints. Sorry, Atlanta. What's going on, Baron? See you popping on the MyT Sports Podcast, late night edition, super duper late night edition. You'll never catch us on this late ever again. So welcome to the show. Phone lines are open. She ran. She moved. Right? Next up, we have the New York Giants taking on the Washington. Let's call them what we call them. We call them the water closet team. Oh, damn, really? Interesting. I'm going New York Giants here. I'm going to pick the New York Giants. And that's actually a Sunday game. So on Saturday, we have Buffalo versus Miami, Baltimore versus Cleveland, and Indianapolis Colts versus the Minnesota Vikings. And then we get the Sunday games. And you know what? I forgot. This game actually got flexed to the Sunday night game, right, for 8 p.m. They took out what was supposed to be originally New England versus Raiders. Who wants to see that on a Sunday night? So now we're going to have the New York Giants taking on the water closet. And I'm going New York Giants. Automated pick of 8,000 is going to water closet. The last time these two teams played, they tied. So the Giants are coming in here with a record of 7-5-1, and the water closet is coming in here with a record of 7-5-1. Next week, the Giants play Minnesota. I'm gonna pick the Giants. I'm really realizing I don't think I'm gonna pick Minnesota to win another game the rest of the season. They are gonna imagine that. Imagine Minnesota finishing the season 10-7. Imagine Dragons. Because if these Vikings fall, yeah, like listen, they're gonna need somebody to help drag Kirk Cousins out of that building for real. Man, imagine that. They're gonna have to play Houston or one of these ultimate bottom barrel teams for me to pick them. If they play any team that I think has any glimmer of hope or a light or even a slight chance, right? I am 100% going the other way. So yeah, so let's go with the first one. I'm getting the Giants. I am picking the Giants over the Water Closet team and that's for the 8 o'clock game. Now, I have things out of order here, but we're gonna be back on track. Next up, we have the Philadelphia 70. We have the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Chicago Bears, and I don't think it's surprising to think that that Philly is going to go ahead and beat Chicago. The automated picker 8,000 is also going with us and is picking Philly as well. This is going to be one of those games where we may see over 200 yards running from the quarterback position. Total. Don't be surprised. Seriously. We're talking about two teams that are kind of built the same, right? Kind of have similar quarterbacks. Mobile, they run, they pass, they read fairly well. So, yeah, this is one of those games. I am not surprised. And if there's a way to bet that, go ahead and bet that. All right? That'll be one of my MyT locks of the week. Over 200 total yards for quarterbacks in this game. If that's a bet, you put money on that. But Chicago's going to lose this game, and I'm taking Philly to win, but not without a fight and not without some spectacular play in the air and on the ground from these two quarterbacks. This is a game that you want to see. Like the records, unfortunately, the records don't reflect the same level of interest that the talent at quarterbacking at least should, or the matchup at quarterback should. This is one of those games that you should want to watch. Next up, we have Detroit versus the New York Jets, and the automated picker 8,000 has the New York Jets. I have the New York Jets. We're going all the way, and I don't think there'll be any reason for me to pick against my New York Jets, right? It's gonna be a hard fought game. Zach Wilson, you have to start in right now. Let's see if you could get if coming back you can continue in your winning ways. You were 5-2 before they bench you. Let's see if you can show them why you're the number 2 quarterback, why you were 5-2, and why you shouldn't be benched for looking for being a young quarterback looking bad against Bill Belichick. We do call him the Billy Goat Belichick for a reason. Like Tom Brady is a GOAT. That coach in New England is a Billy Goat. We've had this conversation already. Do I have to give you the short list of Billy Goats out there? We have Bill Russell, Bill Belichick, Serena Williams. Notice there's a pattern here. These people's names are either Bill, William, Billy. Right? And if I'm not mistaken, there's a Bob in there somewhere, but I can't remember who that Bob was. Right? Robert Ory, right? He's a joke. You understand? Bob Kraft, Bob, Rob, William, Billy Goat. I don't make this up. I really don't make this up. I gotta find out what Jerry Buss's middle name was. I'm hoping it was something like Robert William. we can go ahead and give him one of these titles. I'm trying to think where else there's another one at. Let's see. No, that's Wayne Gretzky. Who else do we have? I was Gordon Howie. Nope. And that's Alex Ovechkin. Nah. Let's see. Bo Jackson. Nah. Nah. See, listen. I'm just saying. You got some goats and then you got some Billy goats. There's some true Billy goats to the season. Like Michael Jordan, he's a goat. Bill Russell is the Billy goat. You understand how this goes, right? Alrighty. Okay. Alright. Pete Sampras. Rafael Nadal. I'm trying to remember this American's name from back in the day. Oh man, I forget his name. Andre Agassi. All of those guys, goats. Serena Williams, Billy Goat. That's all I'm saying. You see the pattern here. I didn't make these people this way. They were born this way with the name to match. Let's continue. Let's continue going with our picks. I told you that I'm taking the New York Jets over the Detroit Lions. That's gonna be a hard-fought game, but that's not just a hard-fought game for the Jets. I've said that about every opponent of the Detroit Lions. It's a hard-fought game. The only problem with the Detroit Lions right now, they don't know how to close. They haven't fully learned how to close out games. They're almost there. Next year, we probably won't be this fortunate. But next year, we probably won't be playing them. So the teams that play Detroit next year, you probably won't be this fortunate. They may learn something, or a thing or two from this year. The New York Jets are a little bit more ahead of schedule. They've learned a little bit more winning. And it's weird. They're only 5-2, but the New York Jets only have 7 wins. But they're 5-2 with him. That's crazy. 1 win is with Joe Flacco, another win is with Mike White. But we're in love with Mike White with a 1-3 record versus not being in love with Zach Wilson in a 5-2 record. When the 2 games he looked the worst in was against Bill Belichick. I keep saying that because you guys don't understand how horrific Bill Belichick will make your young quarterback look. Bill Belichick will make your young quarterback look like he doesn't know football. Not know how to play football, doesn't know football. Never heard of it, never seen it, you understand, doesn't know it. It is not even in his lexicon. That's what Bill Belichick will do for your young quarterback. And of course, in the New York overreacted state of mind that we are always in, we fell for it. Hook, line, and freaking sinker. That's why Bill Belichick couldn't last more than 1 week as a Jet. It was like, you guys cried too much. I need to go to one of these big, small teams. The fuck is that? I see you. I see. Let me stop. I'm joking. You know, it's even funnier because my windows closed. That party across the street has shut down. And yeah, I'm still partying. Like. Let's continue to go, right? Next up we have. Let's see who we have next. Next up we have the Pitts. I just realized something. I'm over here killing myself for no reason. Listen, my neck been killing myself. Next up we got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Carolina Panthers. This is one of those tough games. I'm gonna skip this one, Alex, and I'm gonna come back. Like seriously, I'm gonna have to skip this one and come back. Next up, we have the team that we shall not mention versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Sorry, let me see this in its totality. The team that we shall not mention until Jerry Jones denounces racism versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we refuse to talk about them. Let's let you guys know. When we're like, hey, you don't even talk about the Not until I'm giving him the Kyrie Irving treatment. If you guys wonder like, yo, what the fuck? Like, that's some bullshit. I'm giving him the Kyrie Irving treatment. If you have a problem with me returning the same energy to Jerry Jones that they give to Kyrie Irving, then understand that I'll never be talking about that team here on the podcast until he says it, until he denounces racism. And because he probably will never denounce racism, I'm never gonna talk about his team ever again on this podcast. He functions within a circle, in a society, and within a belt of people that support racism. So that's probably why he can never denounce it. And if that's wrong, then all he has to do is denounce racism. See? You know, see how that sounds ridiculous? It's the same energy they were giving Kyrie Irving. It's the same energy I'm giving to Jerry Jones. We're just gonna keep things fair. That's all I'm trying to do. Keep things fair. Make sure the same energy I gave to Kyrie Irving I gave to Jerry Jones. Same accountability, same everything. Don't get it twisted. So, but I have the Jacksonville Jaguars beating them because of that. Because now I'm petty. Right? So let's see what. Now, guys, I will fully tell you when I'm being petty and I'm making an emotional pick. That's an emotional pick. Do not. You always pick the opposite of my emotional picks. Let me see how many emotional picks have I made tonight. I picked Buffalo. That's emotional, but that's also true. I picked Baltimore. That's emotional, but that's also true. I picked Indiana. That's just facts. I picked New Orleans. That's emotional. I have a thing again. I'm beefing with Atlanta right now. The Giants versus the Water Closet team. That's kind of emotional. Philly over Chicago. That's strictly professional. The Jets over Detroit. That's emotional. Yo. Actually, I'm lying. I am lying. Detroit's going to win this game. Yeah, I'm lying. I'm fully lying. Wait, Detroit is taking this game. I'm gonna tell you. Listen, I'm gonna tell you why I'm putting Detroit down. Because I've had to put the opposite of my. I've had to record the opposite of my feelings every single time this year when it came to the Jets. Anytime I thought they were the favorite, they lost. Anytime I picked them to lose, they win. So I'm picking them to lose. That's what I have to do. That's what I have to do here. Yeah, so we on some Freaky Friday shit. Right? Finkel is Ihorn is Finkel. Like, we on some Freaky Friday shit. Right? Like, Gino is, wait, how does it go? Wait. Like, Gino is Russell and Russell is Gino. Like, like we on some Freaky Friday shit. Oh, man, Wilson is Smith and Smith is not. Gino is Russell and Russell is Wilson. Yeah, that works. Oh, man. I still don't even want to look at that one right there. Carolina versus Pittsburgh. I'm going to go Carolina only because they're at home. Only way to pick an 8,000 is picking Pittsburgh. Like, I can't be mad at it. It's a tough game. It really is a tough game to try to determine. Because both, like, what's probably the point spread on this? Probably what? 3-1 maybe? Like, I really wouldn't be surprised if the point spread reflects. Did I pick Pittsburgh? I see myself right in Pittsburgh. You picked the away team. Oh, I did that backwards. Okay. I don't remember picking Pittsburgh at all. I wrote down our picks backwards. I'm picking Carolina because they went home. Automated pick 8,000. They are picking Pittsburgh. Listen, we already skipped that, but I already told you about this one. I'm picking Jacksonville. I'm picking Jacksonville strictly because of what I just mentioned about 5 minutes ago. Automated pick of 8,000. They're going with the team that we don't like to talk that we refuse to talk about. Thanks a lot. Way to stay loyal. But you know what? The automated pick of 8,000, it has no emotion, right? And that's my problem. I have my it's just emotions making my picks. Automated pick 8,000. They pick the Kansas City Chiefs to go ahead and win this game against the Houston Texans. And listen, I ain't too proud to beg, and I'm definitely going ahead. I'm going ahead and I'm pick this game as well. Like Kansas City Chiefs all the way. You'll be a man. Like for years, we have said now we have no reason to pick against the Kansas City Chiefs until they prove us otherwise. So until Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs start to look like Tom Brady and them, I have no reason to start picking against them. This is Kansas. This is Patrick. Your end zone is Mahomes' world, and we just live in it. And this is the only place you'll ever hear that nickname for Patrick Mahomes is right here in the MyT Sports Podcast. Yes, Patrick, your end zone is Mahomes. Next up, we have the Arizona Cardinals taking up the Denver Broncos. Now, this is gonna be weird. I'm gonna pick Denver. We know that for Arizona that sorry, you're gonna be watching somewhere else. So gotta get the inflection right. So, we're gonna have to give it to Mr. Limited. Like seriously, because Kyler should have played baseball. Murray, right, is not in the lineup. That's the only reason. Seriously, if he was playing, I may give it to Arizona, even though they were losing ridiculous amount of games once Fortnite came out. I know that means nothing, but I'm gonna have to give it to
Mr. Unlimited.
I know that. I know he's looking very limited these days, right? But without Kyler Murray to lead that team, what other choices does Denver have? But and you understand, this is also will be an indictment on Denver, right? If Denver doesn't come back and if Denver can't win this game without Arizona having their starting quarterback out of the game, if you thought that Russ didn't have the locker room before, if you thought Russ lost the locker room, if you thought the locker room had an issue with him before, let them find a way to lose to Arizona without Kyler Murray. Let that happen. And let's see what kind of reaction he ends up getting from his teammates then. And I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty at all. So I know I don't need to pick them for any particular reason, but I'm not rooting for Russell anymore. Like I have no dog in this point. But yeah, for me, this has to go to Denver, and they're at home too. You understand? If Russell Wilson loses this, he's not just going to lose his team. The fans are going to boo him. So I'm going home. The automated picker 8,000. They're going with the home team. So we are both picking the Denver Broncos. After that, we have the Tennessee Titans taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Yeah, Charger Nation. That's right. Yeah, I'm going with the home team on this. I'm going with the Chargers over Tennessee. The defense for Chargers could. Oh shit! What the hell did I just? Oh, who did I just lose? Oh man, I don't even know how to get this back peacefully. So Los Angeles Chargers have a they have a tough like their defense isn't that great, but oh shit. Come back. Here we go. Sorry, I knocked over some stuff. We got some technical difficulties, and now that my camera's cooking, and I can't get it back straight. Alrighty, well we're back on my. We'll worry about that later. My camera. No, we're gonna do this now. Let's for you guys watching the audio, like, damn it, T. Oh shoot, we're almost at our daily limit. How much time do we have left on the show? Okay, we're about 10 minutes left on the show. Okay. That's actually perfect. We're probably gonna end the show doing our picks. I'm going with the Los Angeles Chargers over the Tennessee Titans. This is kind of an emotional pick because I don't trust and I don't like Ryan Tannehill because he played for the Miami Dolphins. That simple. Right? So I'm picking the Chargers at home. They'll probably cover, right? Like if they're only like a 3-point favorite, that's only if it's 3 on they know this because they're on their home team. Tennessee could win this game, and that I know any team could win any game. High probability of them winning this game. They just have the components. We know the key players in their puzzle, right? Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill. And as long as Derrick Henry can get going, then you can check him. That's at the Los Angeles Chargers. They have too many injuries on their defensive side for the defense to be worth a damn. It's just the fact that they have one of the best young quarterbacks in the game in Justin Herbert. So also you add on top of it Tennessee having to travel just a little bit, losing a couple of time zones, having a different change of weather. You know, Tennessee's cold is a lot colder than what Miami is. But maybe the weather isn't even that much of a difference for them. Y'all go Tennessee. Right? I am going Chargers, and the automated pick of 8,000 is going Tennessee, right? So we're gonna have a difference in opinions. This is gonna be a good week. We gonna really have some difference in opinions. Well, listen, we're not gonna be tied this week. Automated 8,000. I'm gonna be smarter than a supercomputer for once. I beat it all the time. Actually, if you listen to my picks, I actually win you a whole lot more money than you'll ever lose. If you take my picks into consideration, you are making money. This is why I'm mad I don't gamble more often. Because even if I just put $10 on each one, I'm going to come back and make my money. I don't know how, but I will. We got Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And yes, we're picking Cincinnati. We already gave you this pick earlier. We gave you this on Wednesday. There has been no change in the plan. I gave you all these picks already. The Finns results, the Bills results, the Jag results. I have the Jags beating them. I may not have. Because I only have the Jags winning one game. I lie. So I have the Jags losing, in all honesty. And I mentioned this already. Actually, no, I picked the Jags to win. I picked the Jags to win. Here are my picks. But when I did this honestly without emotion, I had the Jags finish out their season 6-11. Only winning one game, and that one game is probably going to be against Houston. They play the team that we don't mention, the Jets in Tennessee, Houston and Tennessee. The only one I probably see them beating is Houston. If they're lucky, they get to 7-8. I mean 7-11. If they're lucky, but I see them going 6-11. I refuse to support them here, but just remember, when it really mattered and when I wasn't being emotional, I picked the other team. Right, and we're going after Cincinnati in this game. I will be picking Cincinnati to win this game. Automated picker 8,000 matches agrees with me as well, and they are going for Cincinnati as well to come with this game against Tampa Bay. Tom Brady and Tom Brady hasn't been looking right as of lately. Looks like they've been stumbling along a couple of opponents. Some of the games that they have won has been a lot of comebacks, a lot of last minute drives. The difference here is that those are only close games. This is probably not going to be a close game. Tom Brady and his team are no longer right now in the regular season a team in every game where you look at them and be like, oh my God. Now, what's going to be scary is if Tampa Bay makes the playoffs. Because in a one-game scenario, there probably isn't any quarterback that you're okay with just eardropping them into any team in any position and be like, okay, let's see what you can do, and not think that team is not going to get on point, listen to him, stay sharp, and get over those humps. And Tom Brady not be a big part of that decision making. Now, what we are worried about now is Tom Brady's ability, right, when it comes to his arm strength to be able to throw accurately anymore and with velocity. And plus, Cincinnati is on a major roll right now. They're on a major roll. They're on a major high. They are beating good teams, Kansas City, Buffalo. Now you can see them coming up against Tampa Bay. Let's see if they can continue to roll up and roll out and roll over Tampa Bay. I have them winning. Automated picker 8,000 has them winning. Let's continue to move on. I forgot we only have minutes left into the podcast, right? Also, we have the Las Vegas Raiders hosting the New England Patriots. And I have, let's see here. This is interesting. This actually is an interesting one. Damn it, I don't want New England to win, but I pretty much feel that New England Patriots are going to end up winning this game. It's just, listen, the division that the Jets are in with the New York with the Patriots, right? And I don't have the Cheetahs on here. That's funny. I probably don't have them on here purposely. Let's see something. I really don't have the Cheetahs on here. Nope. I don't have one of these nice little fancy icons for the Cheetahs. Just let you guys know, so you won't be seeing them. Yeah, so I think I'm going with. Oh, I do. It's right here. So I think I'm going to go with New England. I think I'm definitely going with New England. And the automated picker 8,000 is going with Las Vegas. I didn't think about if I already flipped the coin or not. I was like, wait a minute, that's not where I remember you being. I don't even remember flipping the coin or not. But I'm gonna go with New England. It's Bill Belichick coming out to the end of the season. Mike White may not Mike White, but Mac Jones may not like how the offense is being ran. But as long as you're winning, what is you here to complain about, my God? New England Patriots are 6-6. This win right here improves them to 7-6, right? That's why it's also important that the New York Jets continue to win as well, because if you lose here and you fall to 7-7, and you guys are getting close. Why are they off like that? What the fudge? Did I get that New England? Did I have the New England score before their last game? Or their record before their last game? Because they're the only team, them and Indy. They're the only two teams I have here that's played 12 games. Houston. That's odd. Are we still having bye weeks? We're not still having bye weeks. There's no way. There's no way we still having bye weeks. It doesn't matter. What's going on, Pimpin? We see you. Right, last up, we have the new Los Angeles Rams taking on the Green Bay Packers. And I don't know if the Rams have gotten their shit together yet. I just know that the Green Bay Packers haven't. We're going with the Rams to take the game. The automated picker 8,000 is also agreeing with us, and it is taking the Rams as well. Folks, I think that's all the picks for this week. Yep, that's all the picks for this evening. We don't have long left into the show. We're about to be done here pretty soon. Let's give you guys a quick recap, right? So I have Buffalo, Baltimore, Indy, New Orleans, the Giants, Philly, Detroit, Panthers, Jacksonville, Kansas City. I got Denver. Yeah, I got Denver, the Chargers, Cincinnati, New England, I don't like that one. And the Los Angeles Rams. So there goes your MyT picks of the week. I am your host, Talento Taylor, aka Talent El Idolo Deportivo Taylor. Right, we will be back with you on the Mighty Sports Podcast on Monday night at 8:07 p.m. Unless you happen to make over to the Dirty Jokes podcast and catch us. No, that's gonna be Monday night as well. Monday night at 12:30 a.m. We're gonna be over there, so we're gonna give those boys a check out and go give them a swing and see how things go. Folks, we are out of here. This is the Mighty Sports Podcast. So don't forget, listen, stay humble, stay stressed, right? Stay blessed. Stay blessed, don't stress. Mighty Podcast. Because then turn yourself into the kind of individual you know that you want to work for you. We're out of here. Play my music so we can stop rambling.